Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Alex Williams, and you are watching the Wednesday Game Night right here at Funagain Games. Tonight, we're traveling back to the 80s in our first RPG adventure, Kids on Bikes. This is on Kickstarter right now. You can go check it out. Stick around because we're going to be giving away a deluxe... it is me! A deluxe edition of the game. All right, let's go ahead and do this. Woo. Like I said, we are playing Kids on Bikes. This is from Jonathan Gilmour and Doug Lewandowski. This is courtesy of Hunter's Books and Infectious Play. They are on Kickstarter right now. You can go check them out. The deluxe edition of the game is just $35. So if you are not lucky enough to win tonight, you can definitely go on there, back a copy, and it's not expensive at all and totally worth it. It's going to come with a ton of scenarios written by some really big names in RPG, right?
Matthew Colville is one whose D&D videos I like to watch.
Definitely. So yeah, there's a lot, and they've already unlocked a whole lot, but they still have a week to go, so I think that they're going to unlock even more. So definitely go check that out. I do want to thank BoardGameTables.com for supporting us with this awesome board game table. If you want to check out all their tables, you can go to BoardGameTables.com. All right, so before we get started, I do want to say, like I said, we're giving away a deluxe edition of the game. So you have to react if you're on Facebook. If you're watching us on Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube, go ahead and leave us a comment, and we'll make sure that your name gets in to be pulled. And that's pretty much it. We're going to be going through. Patrick's going to be our game master tonight. He's got a story cooked up for us. Unfortunately, if you notice, one of our missing players, Chris, is usually here, but he is working really hard in the warehouse right out here.
It's ready for Thanksgiving
to get your board game tables out.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah,
is that what he's doing? Is he doing tables out there?
He's unloading. Is it?
It's one of them. Yeah. So
they're either going in or they're going out.
Right. We're doing a bunch. Lots of stuff going on this week. Right before Thanksgiving, our Black Friday sale just launched, so things are going a little crazy. But we are ready to play this adventure. That's pretty much it. I do want to introduce you to Jeremy Pitts, Derek Putney. And like I said, Patrick James is going to be our game master tonight. All right, you ready?
All right. So, Kids on Bikes is an 80s style role-playing game in the vein of Goonies, E.T., Stranger Things, It, Lost Boys, whatever your favorite 80s Kids on Bikes type of genre is. I think you can make your story all around anything like that, or you can come up with your own.
I think in the Kickstarter, the creators mentioned specifically E.T., Goonies, Stranger Things, and Paper Girls,
which is a comic that fits right in there.
By Brian K. Vaughan, right?
I think so.
I can't remember. Anyway, very, very cool story. All right.
Okay, so Chris, like I said, he's not here, so I'm going to be playing his character, which is a little unorthodox, but we're going to go for it. So Chris, Jeremy, and Alex all made their characters. Jarek was late to the game, which is perfect, because we're going to show you a little bit of character creation. If you have played games like Dungeons & Dragons and have suffered through, I like Dungeons & Dragons, but if you've suffered through an hour or more of character creation, never fear, because this game is not like that. This has nice, easy character creation.
It's rules light.
It is rules light. There's not a lot of calculations. You pick, 6 from the 6 dice in your role-playing set. We got the Chessex dice that we're playing with tonight. And you just assign those to stats. Like
anything that you want to show up close, we can show right here on the close-up camera.
So you have stats like everybody else, you can take your 100-sided and your percentile die. That's these little diamond ones that you can set them aside. We're not going to use them.
Patrick, real quick, do you want to go over the character sheet one more time? We actually didn't have any audio.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, there's been a few technical difficulties that we've had. Let me go ahead and make sure that we have audio on that camera, which we do now.
Okay.
Woo! Woohoo! There you go.
So this is our character sheet. Like I said a second ago, this is a press copy, so this is a photocopy. The inside of the game is actually very colorful, has some great art, and is nice and polished. The book is going to come in. When you back it, you can get the PDF, which will be nice and polished, or you can get a paperback, or you can get the hardback. And I think if you get the hardback, you get all the bonus scenarios too by famous YouTube role players. So the character sheet is really simple. You've got your basic things like your name, age, hobbies, flaws, fears, and then you have your 6 stats: fight, flight, brains, brawn, charm, and grit. And then we have a space to put notes about your character, and we have strengths. Everybody gets to start with 2. And so Jeremy, Alex, and Chris, who I'm playing Chris's character, have all started characters already. Derek got in a little bit late, which is great because we're going to use him to show character creation. So he is playing a 13-year-old. Tell us a little bit about your character so far.
Her name's Sophia.
Okay.
And that's it so far.
All right.
That's great, because now we can build the rest of the characters.
She's
Yeah, I was
13.
gonna say-
Her name is Sophia.
Yeah, that's as far as
Real
I got.
quick, guys, especially on Facebook, I know that there is a lot of technical issues right now. If the feed freezes at all, hit that refresh button. It should come right back up. So, sorry,
Okay.
go ahead. Didn't mean to interrupt.
There you go.
So let's assign some stats. Let's go ahead and decide.
That sounds good.
Do you have an idea what your character might be like a little bit? What your character's into? What kind of crowd you hang out in? What your friends are like? This can be just very basic.
Well, my friends are going to be a little rough around the edges, like Lane over here.
Yep,
I
we've
feel
got
like, I feel like
Lane.
he's going to be my friend in this.
He's
How-
17.
How old is Sophia?
She's 13.
She's 13.
Okay.
She's friends with a 17-year-old?
I know.
Maybe.
That's what makes her.
Maybe-
I don't know, rough around the edges.
maybe
Your
Sophia-
dad hates me.
Yes.
See, maybe Sophia is kind of like likes to emulate Lane because he's kind of the bad boy,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
I'm basically Crispin Glover's character from River's Edge.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's got long hair, I think a beanie, leather jacket, fingerless gloves, has nunchucks in his backpack for some reason.
Oh, how about we talk
Nunchuck
about our
skills.
characters a little bit before we create Derek's?
Okay,
There
so
we go,
while you
there we
think
go.
about that,
Okay.
go ahead, Lane.
Introduce us to you, Lane.
Well, my fear is authority figures, hobby skateboarding, and working on the VW Baja out of like Lane in the movie. Can't stand D&D freaks and Boy Scouts. Leather jacket, stocking hat, dark hair, cool under pressure, quick healing. The strengths that I picked, and Chris's character Jaina
K.
with a Y.
It's important.
Basically, is my mother's boyfriend's daughter. So
Someday they may be
I'm trying to get rid of them
siblings.
all. No, I'm
That's his drive, is to not
To
break
break up
siblings with.
to break our parents up.
So the character that Chris made, Jaina K, she is 10 years old, puts her in about 4th grade, I think. She's got some weird issues with nature. She's not afraid of trees, but she's afraid of what might be like lurking around or behind trees.
Or in the trees.
Strangely enough, one of her hobbies is collecting and pressing leaves. I know. She's afraid of those trees, but she can't stay away from them.
She's not afraid of the trees, but she wants to go collect the leaves, and she's afraid of what might be in them.
This might be
That makes sense.
Way of
because
working through her fear.
Right, exactly.
this might be because of her fear, but she keeps a camp saw and a pocket knife near her. But she's 10, so she's also carries around her favorite Barbie doll and an assortment of rocks and a bottle of Mountain Dew. Back when they made it with real sugar, of course.
So one of the things that's pretty important to any Kids on Bike story is what they're carrying around in their backpack. So you have stuff that you kind of come equipped with, and as the book says, it's not always necessarily something that you physically carry with you, but something that you carry
it
with
can
you.
be
How'd that get in there?
figurative. So you know,
Don't
something
leave home
in
without
Lane's
Yeah, I know,
backpack
I agree.
may be you know, parent issues.
Right. Just a few.
Yeah. Tell us about Anthony.
All right, so I'm Anthony Danza, not Tony, Anthony. I'm 12 years old. I don't like not being taken seriously. I want to be taken seriously. People always think that I'm, you know, kind of goofy and all that, but I'm not. I love puzzles, and I love figuring things out. I'm a bit tall for my age. My strengths are that I'm intuitive and I'm protective. I like, you know, protecting the little guy, you know.
I spelled that wrong.
With me, I always carry my Rubik's Cube. I always carry that around with me. I've got a
You
codex
never
book.
turn it though.
What?
You never turn
This
it.
way, it all looks like he always just finished it.
Right, exactly.
And
I finished
done.
it. I finished it once, and never again will I.
Somewhere in my
We
80s
messed
stuff,
it
I
up.
actually have the little pamphlet that's how to solve it.
I also have actually keys to part of the school because I've made friends with teachers and janitors and stuff because I like getting into the science lab and messing around. And lastly, I have a letter from my dad who left when I was very little, and that was the only thing I had left from him.
Aw.
And I like trying to figure out the mystery of him. That's pretty much it.
Alright.
I am related, or not related, but I have my knowledge of Lane is that he has a bad reputation, so we haven't really conversed before. We're not really in the same circles. And then with Jaina, who I think kind of likes me, you know, I'm pretty protective of. I'm, again, with all younger kids especially, and even kids my age that are smaller, I like being protective and not like letting bullies get the best of them.
Okay.
Not that I'm any better. But
All right.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah.
You guys had time to think about that one,
I
huh?
think that we
Probably done pretty
played
pretty
around for
quickly,
about
actually.
40
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
It could have been shorter if we weren't goofing off so much. All right. So we have Sophia. Do we have last name Sophia? That's okay if you don't.
No, she doesn't like to tell
Sophia,
anyone.
no last name.
No.
Okay.
She doesn't
Age
know it yet.
13. What are you afraid of? I see you
Her
wrote
fear
something
is
down.
being left alone.
Okay.
She doesn't like to.
Do you have a hobby?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I don't know. Do we
So-
choose hobbies yet? I thought
yeah, like I said, my hobby was puzzles. You know, just kind of solving stuff.
Lane's hobby might be
Maybe
like
it's-
smoking on the corner. I don't know what you wrote down.
Practicing putting on makeup. Mine is
His-
skateboarding,
yeah, skateboarding
and, working
and, yeah.
and
I was
wrenching
gonna say
on
riding
cars.
bike.
Sure, riding bikes
yeah,
is a
right?
great
'Cause
hobby.
yeah, right. Sure. Let's just start with that.
We're gonna just go ahead and breeze past flaws this time because that's some information that's going to be in the complete version of the game.
Correct. So we're all flawless.
Yeah.
No, I think obviously we've kind of built our own flaws a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. It kind of fleshes itself out when you. The more you get into your character, those flaws start to become evident. That's just good writing, right?
It is.
Okay.
So basically, this harkens back to a time when kids were actually allowed to leave the house unsupervised.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so that's another thing, real quick.
Weirdos.
Little
Back
thing
before
about
they
the,
knew about gutter clowns.
Little thing about the game itself is that they specifically said it in the 80s because it was before kids had cell phones and cameras and all that carrying around in their pockets. And back when it was okay for kids to get on their bike and ride across town. So.
And hello, all the best movies take place in the 80s.
Exactly.
That's right.
I do want to do a quick shout out to Derek, Daniel, Anthony, and James because they all said they backed Kids on Bikes. So
Awesome. Very nice.
I just put the first Walkman in my backpack.
The very first
The
one.
first one ever?
And you stole it.
The
I
first-
was gonna
the
say,
first-
did you buy it or steal
The
it?
first one in
Stole it.
town. The first one in town.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
not.
So we're gonna assign some stats here.
Do
So,
we need strengths?
did we do strengths or stats first last time?
We did strengths.
We did strengths
We
because
kind of did our stats last so that we kind of knew who we were before we assigned
Some
stats.
strengths. Not all the strengths are in here yet, but the best ones are. So we have things like cool under pressure, which means that you can spend adversity tokens. This is tokens that you earn when you fail a.
Did you grab the
difficulty
adversity
check.
tokens?
Yeah, actually, they're right.
Okay, just making sure. Now you can use pretty much anything you want as adversity tokens.
You can. I've got these cool
Oh.
little jelly cubes that we're gonna use as
Jelly
adversity
cubes.
tokens.
Those are pretty.
I think these came from
It's a choking
I
hazard.
don't know, that wizard game.
That was ridiculous.
Okay.
That's a joking answer.
Prospectus.
Wizards on
I think these are
dragons.
prospectus cubes. Okay, anyway. So, adversity tokens you earn when you fail difficulty checks. So, hopefully you'll end up with enough of them that you can use them to perform other actions later. For instance, cool under pressure. You can spend an adversity token. You take one of those from your pile and give it back to the bank. Lets you take half of your die's value instead of rolling on a snap decision. We have plan decisions. These are things that you have time to sit down and think about. And we have snap decisions, which are things like, running through the woods trying to escape guys with guns or monsters. In those cases,
Bigfoot.
so on a plan decision, you can choose to just take half your die roll if you know that that's good enough, or if you know that that combined with some of your modifiers might do all that you need. But snap decisions usually can't do that. If you're cool under pressure, it lets you go ahead and just take half the die roll automatically. Easygoing lets you take 2 adversity tokens instead of 1. Gross is pretty much self-explanatory. Something about you is gross.
It is a strength.
It is a strength.
It is a strength.
Gross.
Like real monsters.
Yeah.
Monsters. All right,
Am I picking?
that's about 10 years
picking,
ahead of here.
Am I picking 1?
You're going to pick 2.
Okay, so this one's already checked. So is that one automatically?
So everybody gets some strengths right off the bat. So as a kid, you get quick healing.
No, I think I started off with that one until I realized it was kid, and then I switched with teen one. So you can pick whatever you want there.
So see,
I
as a
did cool.
teen,
I did cool under pressure.
As a teenager,
Cool under pressure,
Wayne
that's a
has
really good one.
rebellious for
Yeah.
free, but you get quick healing for free because you're a kid.
One that I thought was pretty cool
Makes
was
sense.
Prepared, which lets you spend 2 of your adversity tokens to just happen to have one commonplace item that you might need.
What's that one?
Prepared.
So I pick the
Okay.
strengths of a kid then.
So if the situation calls for something, you just happen to have it on you. You kind of keep a variety of
I
stuff
mean,
in your
I think they all
backpack.
have the same options.
Loyal lets you donate an extra adversity token to your friends' rolls to try and help them out with stuff. So you guys can combine your rolls like other role-playing games to try and solve
Sure.
difficulty checks.
That sounds good.
All right. Now let's go ahead and so we got 2 strengths, right?
Yep, cool under pressure and
That's
loyal.
quick strengths.
Okay. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pick your stats. So like I said,
So-
you don't need the 100 and you don't need the percentile die this time. We're gonna go ahead and put those back.
Talking about stats real quick. Lots of times you're going to kind of balance them out.
I'm picking all 6s.
So I'm really strong. Anthony's really strong in brains. He can roll a d20. So that opposite, Braun, he's only a d4. He's not very strong at all. So we're kind of playing opposites on this side of the stats grid here, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. You can make your character any way you want, but
Right.
it's a good to kind of balance yourself. So what you're going to do is you're not actually going to roll for your stats. You only roll to see if you're successful at a difficulty check. You're just going to go ahead and take a die and assign it to one of your stats here. So if you are a d20, that means you are superb in this. Everybody can tell right away by looking at you that you're good at this thing. d4 means you're terrible. You will almost certainly fail at whatever checks you try to do with this. Charm, things like trying to convince people to do stuff or to see it your way. Grit lets you resist physical or emotional challenges. Brains, obviously thinking things through. Brawn would be your ability to intimidate, fight, your combat skill, and flight would be how well you evade things. So go ahead and assign those where you think that they should be. Here's your superb to terrible.
This is a D4. Yeah.
That's a 4, yeah.
I like that you have fight and brawn because they're not the same thing.
No. Well, I think your brawn also could be
This is
your
a
physical
9?
strength.
Yeah,
too.
it's like
This is 8.
breaking down doors and stuff.
This is a
you know?
D8.
Yeah, if it's got 4 on the top and 4 on the bottom, that's your 8. And that would make you, a D8 makes you below average in whatever skill it is you're choosing.
And so now I'm not gonna have one.
You should have 6.
Yeah, we should be 6.
Did I take one away? Oh, sorry, the D10. You are going to use
So
your 10, I
rude.
lied.
I was wondering
you
about
won't
that.
use the D100.
You're not going to use the 100, and you're going to use the 10. So the D10 is above average. This is what you're a little bit better at.
That was a D12.
Because I'm missing one too.
It's in there. It's, yeah.
So
See, I
4,
took
6,
out the 100,
8,
but I don't need
10,
it.
12, 20. Okay.
Okay.
There
Alright,
we go.
So you got your stats set up
Yeah, I think it's
for
So,
Sophia.
We've told you a little bit about these characters. Now we actually do get to roll a little bit. You are going to
Roll the
answer.
dice.
You're going to answer a question about each of your role-playing team, and they're each going to answer a question about you. So,
Try to roll right in here.
Okay. Let's get this a little out of the way. I get a little crazy in my rolling.
so do you? We'll start with Lane. You said you're kind of friends with Lane, or at least you like him. Are you going to answer a question that is something positive you know about him, something negative, or something? Well, he is a character you do know, so you're not going to do the don't know. So something negative or something positive you know about this person.
Well, and what it is, it's actually
Something
supposed to
positive.
be. I think the way it's supposed to be is like if you feel positive about this person.
Oh, okay.
Read off this.
So we're
person,
gonna do a
feel negative
positive
about this
question
person,
about
read
him.
off that list.
So roll
I feel
20.
positive.
Roll 20.
Finally, somebody's positive about Lane.
Yeah. Dude.
Rolling a D20.
Uh-huh.
What
And
do
you
we
rolled
get?
a 7.
7. So lucky,
7.
that's a lucky number, right?
What plan do you and the character have that you're most excited about?
What plan?
A plan. Maybe this is a plan that Lane doesn't quite know about yet.
Oh,
Hey,
so
Tina,
so this
can
is
you grab me a pen off
so
my
this is
desk over
interesting.
there?
So what am I?
So this is supposed to flesh out the relationships a little bit.
Thank you.
So what is it again? What am I?
What plan do you and the character have that you're most excited about?
Making.
I mean, this could be something like you're going to show off your sweet skateboarding skills,
Yeah.
hoping that he wants to be your best friend.
Yep. That
Yeah.
sounds good. That's exactly
All
what I
right.
was gonna say. How do you know that?
That's exactly what it is.
Jeez, you just read my mind.
It's
That's how good I'm
I-
a game master, Patrick.
I rolled intelligence intuition. All right, so under you're going to write Lane, and you're going to say, I'm going to show him my sweet skateboarding skills.
Showing Lane. How you spell your name, Lane? That's how much I. There we go. It's an E. Sorry.
You were giving Jaina a hard time for using a Y in her name. How did you spell Lane?
well, I just got it off the IMDb page.
I thought this was back before people were spelling their kids' names weird.
I think that's how you spell.
I think no, because they just got out of the whole like river rain phase of the
okay.
70s, you know.
All right.
Right.
Okay. So,
Umi.
for Anthony, not Tony,
Not Tony.
is he a character that you feel positive about, feel negative about, or you don't really know him?
Probably go to grade school. Probably
Um,
went to
since
grade
he
school.
is-
I don't really know him.
He's probably still in. How old are you? 12?
I'm 12, so I'm in middle school.
You guys would go to the same school.
Oh yeah, so maybe I do know him.
Yeah, you're probably like a year. Yeah.
Yeah,
You might
okay,
know me in
okay.
passing, so I mean,
Yeah,
what,
yeah,
what do
yeah.
you think? Like, I mean,
You
you
probably
think
stole
I'm
your
okay? Do you think I'm?
I think
a
you're
lamer?
okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so you're gonna answer a positive.
Yeah,
So,
positive.
Go ahead and roll 20.
The jury's
There
out.
we go. Ready for this?
Any move
Oh.
you make could
14.
scotch the whole deal.
What is the bravest thing you've ever seen this character do? This
Um,
doesn't have to be profound bravery,
No,
but
not
it
at all.
can be if you want
I
to.
saw him jump off.
Well, sorry, I interrupted.
Whoa!
You will get your turn.
I saw him jump off the roof of this school. How's that?
Oh.
Is that good?
Anthony, why'd you do that?
Because
he
I was
was protecting
testing.
somebody.
I was testing physics.
He wanted to
Jumping
see
off
it.
the roof into cardboard boxes.
He wanted to see if those moon boots actually worked.
Those things are bad. And no, they did not.
All right.
That was the summer I spent with my leg broken.
And he forgot to empty the boxes.
Saw Anthony jump off the roof.
I'm using that. I definitely broke my leg for a summer.
Okay.
But he saw it from the back. He just jumped off and he disappeared.
And then that was it. Wow, that guy was cool.
What happened?
Okay. And then when you are done, we're going to roll something that you know about Jaina. Jaina, who is Lane's, a little bit of a history, Lane's maybe, hopefully not, stepsister.
Our parents are dating.
Their parents are with each
Oh.
other.
Interesting.
And he thinks she's kind of annoying. So, do you want to answer something you like about Jaina, something you do not like about
Well, if I'm
Jaina,
following
or
her,
do you
she's
not
probably-
really know her?
She picks her nose in.
Not
his-
like about her.
Okay, so go ahead and roll. We're going to roll a negative this time.
A negative? How do you roll negatives?
Well, you're gonna roll, and I'm gonna tell you the negative
Oh,
thing that you
I'm like,
know about
I don't
her.
think that's possible to roll negatives.
Just grab his
So
sheet
D20
and just
again.
write it on.
Yep, still a 20.
Yep.
18. Why do you dislike this character when all the other characters seem to love them?
Oh, except for that character.
Well, because all the bad things I've heard Lane talk about
Okay.
her.
Lane talks
See, that makes
trash
sense.
about his
Yeah,
stepsister.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense. See, like, I could see Sophia having, like, her own opinions about everybody else, but if Lane specifically said, I hate that person,
We don't like her.
Yeah,
then Sophia
exactly.
would be like, yeah, I don't like her either.
She can't watch Flipper with us.
Right.
So,
Kimberly says you jumped over the Snake River Canyon, which means you actually jumped
What's that?
into the river.
Jaina. So,
Yeah.
you think Jaina is... What did you say?
I can't remember now.
Oh.
That she's wait, we just roll 18.
Oh, it was... why do you dislike this character when everybody else seems to like them?
She's a habitual nose picker.
To answer a quick question on YouTube, we were just playing a one-off. I mean, you can definitely make this into a campaign and play this, regularly. You can play it once a month, you can play it once a week, whatever you want to do it, just like a D&D campaign, and just really expand this story. Of course, it is based in a small town, so I mean, you kind of have to write in that maybe the small town has something going on that is always attracting all these crazy things. But you can definitely do this game in a one-off, just kind of a 1 to 3 hour game, which is what we're doing tonight.
Definitely. Yeah, we're going to play a game. We're going to try and get through about 2 acts. Those, probably kind of mesh together, so you won't even really realize, now
Right.
you're in Act 2.
We'll have an interlude.
Intermission.
Where people can go to the bathroom.
Stretch a leg, get some more popcorn.
Shouldn't we tell people a little bit about our town?
We will.
Alright.
Are we done? No, we have to
I'm
answer the
jumping
rest
the
of the
gun,
questions
sorry.
real quick.
So everybody else has to answer
Yes.
something about
Sophia.
So Lane, Sophia emulates you. I don't know.
Mhm.
We don't know how you feel about her yet.
But I don't mind her hanging around.
Okay, little middle schooler. She's starting to become a little cooler. All right, go ahead and
She
roll. Do you want to
skateboards,
do?
And she
so-
seems to
It's
like
like
it.
it's
you
like the
know?
sister that you wish you had. Maybe.
I never.
Of all the
in fantasy
middle,
or reality.
of all the middle schoolers, she's the
Like,
least
no.
annoying.
Well, that's what
All
I'm
right.
hoping for.
So we're gonna roll something positive.
Yes.
All right.
And I'm the 20,
Yes, 20.
Oh.
11.
Little off.
just over average.
What
So-
length would you go to in order to defend this character?
Oh, that's
That's
a
a
good
good
one.
question.
Ooh, that is a good question.
Would you shed blood? Would you draw
How
blood?
close is it to lunch?
If it's not too big an inconvenience.
I would stick my neck out. I mean,
Okay.
I'd defend.
See,
So
I'm
you
getting-
would
I'm getting-
defend Sophia within reason?
I might hate Boy Scouts, but they kick me out.
Okay.
See, I'm getting the feeling that Lane is kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, where he's kind of, just a bully, but, he's only a bully because people look at him like he's a bully.
Aww.
That's the way you guys have been treating me.
Yeah, whatever you think I am.
What do you think I am?
Okay.
All right.
So, Anthony,
All right.
negative,
so,
positive, or do you not really know Sophia?
Again,
Just because
kind
you're in
of-
the same grade doesn't mean you know each other.
No, but I am a very observant person, so
Okay.
I think that I really take stock of like who's around me and stuff like that. And if she knows me, then I definitely probably at least
Okay.
know of her.
What do you think about her?
You're
And-
in band, she's in choir.
Is she kind of a troublemaker?
Despite the fact that she's, she hangs around with Lane, she does seem to be, kind of nice to other people. So I think that I want to go ahead and give her the benefit of the doubt and answer
Alright.
a positive question.
Roll for it.
2!
2.
That better not be the role the way the rest of my game's gonna go.
What do you admire about the character, but would never tell them?
Oh.
Plug my ears.
Geez, that's a good question. I think
Could it be
that
her flowing locks?
The way she does her makeup.
I actually think it's her skateboard skills.
Okay.
I think that instead of impressing Lane all that much, she's impressed me.
Ooh,
I
wow.
think that's pretty
I think
cool.
that we all need to sit down and write a screenplay after this.
I think that's pretty cool. Like she
We're
can
getting into
do some
complex
pretty cool stuff.
relationships. Okay, so now Jaina is going to pick something. Where's my 20? Is this the 20? Okay. Jaina is 10, still in elementary school, probably doesn't know Sophia much at all. they set this in the small town atmosphere, so everybody is aware of everybody else. So even if you don't know somebody, it may say something about your perception of them.
We probably run into each other at the arcade and we judge each other by which video games we play.
Who beat whose score?
Yeah, that's a big deal.
All right, so we rolled a 6, and this is somebody you don't know.
You only knocked me off a defender because they unplugged the machine.
That's what you always say. That's not what happened.
Why is this character's family so...
Defender was my game.
Why is this character's family so important to the town? Now, up until now, I didn't know you were important, but apparently you've got some roots in there. So we're going to go with it. We're going to evolve our story a little bit.
That's cool.
Her dad's the mayor.
Dad's the mayor. Okay. Maybe we say that your dad ran for mayor. He doesn't quite understand your rebelliousness.
Or maybe he's the dog catcher.
Is he the mayor from Jaws? Never call me the mayor from Jaws.
So, Sophia, her dad's the mayor-elect? No, that's somebody who has one.
Yeah, no, this is just a
ran
mayoral
for
candidate.
Oh, there we go, mayor candidate. Okay.
So we tried to make everybody be his friend, and then they didn't vote for him.
Yeah.
Whoops.
And he's been sitting and drinking at home all day ever since.
It's gonna be one of those political stories.
Yeah, we were gonna go goofy.
Okay.
Well, it just got serious.
So role-playing games do get extremely
Serious is a hard
goofy. We're gonna
attack.
try and stay true to the story as much as we can.
We says the guy who invented the story.
Well, we co-invented. Okay, so we've got that. Now a little bit about our town.
So the town is another thing that we built previous to sitting down, but again, we built it in that 40 minutes of time or so that we also built our other
And
characters.
it asks you some key questions about your town, like what's the name of your sports team, what's your town famous for, that kind of stuff.
Let's go ahead and
So, we decided by picking a descriptive and like a plant that we came up with Mystic Cactus View. However, our town actually is not in the desert, so at one point in history, somebody saw a cactus. They said, "I'm going to name this place after the cactus." That cactus died, and they're like, "Well, maybe we'll just call it Mystic View." Used to have a thriving steel mill industry. That's starting to go kind of down south. The weirdest thing about our town is about annually, you pretty much set your calendar by it, a viscous red goo spews from the national park that we're attached to, making kind of a bloody looking geyser. And people doing what they do, they said, well, let's make a festival about it. So
it was better than Whacking Day.
So the week of the geyser, the town gathers together. They make red drinks and foods. They play carnival games. And they generally have a good time.
They have the dunk tank full of red water.
There we go. You can get dunked in the pool of blood.
Well, it's not the actual stuff, but the color
it's
red.
red dye.
We're
And
still scared
if
of
you're
it.
unlucky enough to be voted into the red dunk tank, you're going to be red for quite a while.
Might be a little itchy, too.
Yeah, hopefully it's not lead-based.
Gotta make sure your hair falls out.
Something that they're infamous for, at one point, the Secretary of Interior fell into the red goo and was never seen again. Their economy is kind of stagnant due to the failing steel industry. At least in their area, they may have found a good a good vein of steel, but they got excited, they mined it all, and now the steel is gone. And their town's team, the sport team, is the King Snakes.
King Snakes. The red King Snakes.
The red
This
King
isn't the
Snakes.
same type of goo like it was in Ghostbusters, was it?
No,
You have
it's
to play
less- I think
music
it's-
near it and
I
find out.
think it might be less ectoplasm and more biological.
Not biological. What do you call it?
probably-
Geological,
Geological.
like
Probably has
something.
something to do with some kind of runoff from the steel mill.
Okay.
Or does it it probably predates the steel mill. still.
I think it probably predates the still milk.
Okay.
I think it probably started happening when they pulled that cactus out, right?
So, to quote
It
Patton
turns out it was a corpse
Oswald,
flower.
the year was 1980 something, and you find yourselves at the annual festival, which I don't speak any Native American languages, but it translates to Festival of the Bloody Fountain.
I want to know if anybody knows a good language to put that in.
Yeah. I don't know if everybody knows the translation, but some swear that's what it is, and urban myth becomes fact.
So then, so at the annual festival, there's a lot of fried bread. I hope.
Okay, so you're at the festival. People are playing carnival games. They got their knock 'em down booths, guess the weight, the strongman hammer game. The local radio station is there covering it. The news is there. It's a small town. They get pretty excited about this thing.
Oh, we totally need call letters for the radio station eventually.
So we're all there, right?
We're all there.
Okay.
Think that Sophia is probably within viewing distance of Lane. Don't know how Lane feels about his shadow.
I'd like to be
This
left
little
alone.
mini stalker.
Anthony, obviously excited about the geological event. Never misses the Festival of the Bloody
I'm
Fountain.
very curious about what's going on with the Bloody Fountain, since nobody can explain why it is what it is.
Jaina, mixed feelings about it. There's a lot of trees in the forest in the national park, so she's going to kind of hang out near the fountain, but in the centralized part where most of the people are gathering around. The fountain gushes the entire week, so there's always something to see. You can just stand there and look at it if you want.
I think there's probably a giant circle of deadness around it that the trees don't.
Oh, there
quite-
definitely is. Not a lot of stuff
So she could,
seems to.
there's a clearing.
Yeah. I mean, it's been trampled by so many years, and people, even during the off season, they still go there to see, the burbling hole where the where the
The
fountain
red
is.
stain,
Yeah.
burbling.
Good work, good wordplay.
Thank you. All right, so we're at the festival. It's starting to get a little bit later than day. It's very crowded. The whole town is there. It's definitely possible to get lost in the crowd. When suddenly the fountain does something that it's never done before, it stops.
Ooh.
It's probably got about 4 more days or so of being a geyser, and
It's global warming. The 80s is when they found that ozone hole.
there's no proof of global warming. No, so the fountain stops. It sputters a little bit, and then eventually it just recedes into the ground. People notice. They start to look at each other, ask questions. The radio DJ, the news anchor, they're trying to push their way through, see what's going on. And then it starts up again, but not quite like it did. Whereas once it was this glorious giant red fountain, now it's kind of... And then what spews out of it is not this red viscous goo anymore, but it's this dry spore, almost like a pod or something under the earth has exploded. And this red floating feathery spore is raining on top of everybody. They've never seen it before. And the town goes into a panic. People start to try and gather their kids. Radio station, the news anchor, they can't tell if they need to get closer and check it out or if they should flee to freedom with everybody else.
And the DJ puts on Ballroom Blitz. Needle scratch, Ballroom Blitz.
So, let's go ahead and do a check right now. We're going to see if you guys get lost in the crowd.
Oh.
I don't get lost.
Who came with their parents? Jana came with her dad. Dad, they were separate. He was getting a corn dog.
I don't have parents.
I could,
You don't
I
have
could,
any parents?
I could see
No.
that my
Dad ran.
I think
Yeah,
it's the
mayor.
the
Is he a
mayoral
guy or
candidate.
something?
He's here somewhere.
Oh yeah, that guy.
When he lost, we've never
I
seen
forgot.
Oh
him
yeah,
since
except for that one.
we've never seen him since the election.
That's my adopted dad.
He
He's
lost
recluse.
and he hangs his head in shame.
He just kind of hangs, yeah. He hangs out.
He's an
in
alcoholic
his
now.
house. My mom definitely came, but we didn't necessarily come together. Like,
Okay.
I think that my mom, in the absence of my father, she's not really a floozy, but she likes to flirt.
She's looking for a daddy
She
with a
likes
big
to flirt.
pool cue.
She's looking for.
Wow.
She's looking for a guy.
Yay.
So she's she goes to these festivals and things as part of a social thing for her.
So every year
Um,
she tries to meet a carny to run away with.
Right, exactly. So,
Okay.
so I'm usually not really hanging out with her.
So let's start with Anthony. Anthony, you didn't actually come with your
Nice
mom,
way to
so
get
there's
rid of
not really
parents.
anybody for you to get separated from. You know the area pretty well, but let's go ahead and do an evade check
Okay.
to see if you get knocked over by the crowd.
And by the way, I am super interested in seeing just what that plot is. All right, so if I'm trying to
You're gonna roll your flight.
evade, I'm rolling my flight, so I've got a D12 there,
Okay.
which I'm having trouble with. It's this one, right? Yes,
Oh.
that's a D12. Wow.
It's the
As one of the only two players at this table who have played D&D, you'd think I'd know that.
it's the Pentagon.
All right, you ready? 7.
7.
What was I rolling against?
9 to 10. This was
Okay.
kind of a moderate. People are definitely jostling you.
Okay.
A lot of shoulder collisions, but you managed to hold your feet.
Good job.
Sophia,
Yes.
what's your reaction?
I'm pretty tall. I've got like a
during-
tall like.
During the chaos, when people are scooping up babies and running into each other, people are falling down. Sounds like you have a dad who you're only kind of like a little bit vested in, but you got Lane who you definitely think highly of. What do you do?
What do I do?
You could try and escape the crowd. If you try and get to Lane, maybe he'll
That's what I was
protect
saying.
you.
I'm gonna run towards him.
Okay, let's go ahead and do a flight check to see if you
Oh.
get knocked through the crowd.
Ooh, what's your flight? Ooh,
D4.
got a D4 for flight.
I know. Here we go, money maker. 4.
Four.
Oh, actually, plus a 1, so that's 5, right?
Oh yeah, good use of the modifiers.
Yeah.
What about that? I should have used my +1. Well, I was fine anyway, so
But actually, what did you roll? You rolled a 7,
I
right?
rolled a 7, so I'd have been
Okay, so that puts you at the low end of success. So you were successful either way.
Was
Made
I
you right, though.
successful?
No. So
Even with a 5, you're never gonna.
Five.
You're never gonna win
So-
that one.
a big overweight gentleman in a Hawaiian shirt. Hawaiian shirt, yeah. He looks right over you. You're a little bit below his eye line, and a fleshy elbow just right in the face, knocks you to the ground.
Rude.
You skin your knees, but you're okay. So you failed by a. Let's see, you have a 5, so you failed by 2.
That's not terrible. That's not terrible.
For only having a 4? I mean,
So
come on.
anywhere between -1 and -4 means the character fails, but not too badly. The consequences are pretty minor.
Okay.
So
So she's not gonna have like any permanent dizziness or anything
you
like
you,
that.
you skinned your knee and you're kind of annoyed.
I'm a little annoyed. You're right.
All right. Let's go ahead and we'll assume that you get up. Let's do a. What are the other checks that you can do here?
Simon calls it Fiesta de la Fuente Sangrienta.
I like it. Now we gotta shorten it up because we're American.
Fiesta Sangria sounds good to me.
Fiesta Sangria.
Let's do a grit check to see if you can force your way through the crowd to get to Lane.
Ooh,
Oh,
man.
yatta! Oh, it rolled under the camera. It's a 12.
Whoa!
Boom.
You did good.
Well, I'm a dice guy.
You done good.
And so you rolled the highest that you can roll on that die, which
Alright.
means that you actually, what do they call it? The die
explodes.
explodes.
Well, didn't it explode
Which-
on the 4 then?
It would have.
Did it? Oh, okay. Roll the 4 again.
Yeah, dude, let's go back a little.
So maybe
You didn't
maybe
tell
she
me
get
that
knocked
rule.
out.
That's true. Nobody
You
did
guys
tell
ready
you
for
that.
another explosion?
Okay.
Watch this. Oh.
Okay,
But that's still that's a
but
7
5
now.
plus
5,
the
6, 7,
7.
8.
Actually,
Eight.
we're gonna rewind VHS style.
And it got stuck, and I had to rip it out. Okay.
So you dodged the fleshy elbow. You never got your knee skin.
That's what would have happened, though.
It was what would have happened.
Good. Now I don't have to go pick you up.
Yeah.
Yes. You're welcome.
And you more than succeeded on your next roll.
Well, I'm
So-
rolling again, though.
You want a chance of failure?
Oh,
It
really?
doesn't get added on to the.
It doesn't just
it
get added on?
exploded again.
Explodes.
Oh, so we're gonna roll again. We're not gonna re-roll. We're gonna add.
No.
Something. Okay.
What are we doing?
He wants to see how successful he was.
Yeah,
With his grit.
but he
With his
wouldn't-
grit.
but he wouldn't have rolled that if he'd
Right.
been successful.
Oh,
yeah,
would it have
you
not?
didn't. Yeah, you didn't need the grit to get to lane because you didn't get knocked down.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
So we'll
it
say
all
that
would have
you,
worked. It would
Dice
have worked
board.
out no matter
you
what.
get to the lane. You
You
easily
get to the lane.
avoid the fleshy elbow. You maybe even have a little bit of presence to call him a dirty name on your way past.
Oh, I did. I cannot say.
Lane,
Fart knocker.
Poopy face. Yes.
you're kind of responsible for Jaina. If you return home without her, we don't know. What would the parents'
you made me
reaction be?
responsible for?
Well, I mean, if you're both at the
No,
same
no.
festival and she gets trampled into mush,
See,
what-
I don't think that this is the type of thing that Lane would go to, would he?
I'd be hanging out at the back, kind of watching everybody,
Okay.
probably smoking a cigarette.
That's fair enough. Is that what you were doing?
Yes.
Yeah, I was,
Okay.
and so I'm kind of watching everybody panic, and
He's not in the crowd.
I'm waiting for things to kind of sort themselves out, and pick up loose change. No.
Ooh, he's money.
It's funny.
And I'm just kind of waiting to because I'm not in the thick of it,
Mhm.
so I'm not really affected by the crowd. I'm waiting to see what happens, and if I have to go rescuing any little kids who are getting trampled.
Okay. Yeah. So it sounds like you're just kind of there. Let's go ahead and do a brain observance or being observant would be brains. Let's go ahead and do a brains check for
Brain
Lane.
check.
Check your brain.
So
What
I'm
is he
rolling an 8.
checking for? Why is he checking?
So he's being observant.
Mhm.
We're seeing what he sees.
Okay. So if he's
So-
successful at this, he might see some stuff.
He might.
So if I'm not successful, I actually probably am checking out.
Then
change.
you are really interested in that cigarette.
Where'd you get there? Oh,
Is that a 1 or a 7?
It's a 1.
That's a 1.
It's next to the 7.
It's a critical fail.
So
We're not sure there's tobacco in that cigarette.
So I am just kind of studying my
You
toes and looking
are
for change.
Too cool for school. Not really looking anywhere, but nothing catches your eye either. Okay. So the crowd has started to disperse. People have gotten where they're going. And, people, they're kind of selfish. They're self-involved. Nobody's really noticed that this group of kids are, still just kind of hanging around out there. I forgot to roll for Gina. Let's do a flight for Jaina before we get there and see. It's a D6. Ugh.
Wow.
There.
5
5.
plus. Don't you get?
That's flight, right?
So
you got a
that's
+1.
6. So Jaina, when the crowd has parted and you look, you see that she's been knocked over. She's on the ground. She's nursing a bloody knee, but she's gonna be okay.
But being as protective as I am, if I see her, wouldn't I run over to her?
That's your choice.
I think I would.
Okay.
I think I would go make sure to see if she's okay. Because I'm still standing, so I didn't get...
I'm still standing.
I mean, I'm pulled between,
Mhm.
going and checking out the pod, if I can, if there's no, cops or anything already, surrounding it. I don't know how, protective the town is going to be of what just happened.
But the geyser will still be weird in a minute, and Jaina's hurt now.
Okay. So, yeah, I'll go
Okay.
see if Jane is okay.
So, you approach Jaina. She's sitting on the ground. She's rubbing her knee, trying to get the mud out of the wound. And she mentions to you, "Fat tub of lard knocked me over."
I'd also like to point out that the corn dog stand is totally unguarded right now.
You know
that's,
what?
That's the one thing he noticed.
If that's something that you want to pursue, you are free to have a
Well, on my
corn dog.
1 of observance, that's what I noticed.
Bits of red fuzzy spore may have gotten into the food truck, but if you're okay with that, you're already breathing it.
Well, rolling a 1, I didn't notice.
Okay, that's true. What? Something happened?
Huh? Free corn dogs.
All right. So you guys, the crowd has, parted, and now you guys can see that the area is not quite so big as it seemed a minute ago when it was full of people. You can all see each other. And suddenly there is a rustle.
Ruckus?
I know that guy.
Ruckus. Heard a ruckus.
What kind of ruckus, sir?
There is a ruckus
In your sackus?
in one of the in the foliage nearby.
Okay.
Oh.
there's a definite, not a shaking necessarily, like something trying to escape, but something is definitely moving through the brush.
Okay, now this is gonna freak Jaina right out. It's things in the trees.
Exactly.
I mean,
But she does
Thanks
like
for keeping me on
she
task.
does like leaves. So
So,
she might be intrigued.
But not trees.
Jaina has
Oh.
She won't go
become...
to the tree.
Yeah, you're right.
Came from the trees, man. So Jaina has become paralyzed in fear. This is what she's been afraid would happen the whole time. The geyser did something weird. All of her security, all the people from the town are gone, and now that thing that she's afraid of in the woods may just be a real thing. So we got a couple things going on. There are hot dog stands to raid. There's a geyser to investigate. And there's something out there.
Okay.
Something that was not intimidated by the crowd.
I think that I'm still kind of, even though I've checked on Jaina, I think I'm still focused on the pod and the geyser, because I really, that kind of just blows my mind. I want to know what's going on over there.
Okay.
Same with me.
And I think I finally noticed Sophia
Got your tag along there.
and I've been in, and I'm interested in their curiosity, so I'm curious also about
Okay.
it.
So we're all heading in. Kind of.
So you guys start to...
We're ignoring the thing in the bush.
Yeah.
So, and I'm kind of pulling Jaina away from that area.
Go ahead and mention right now, one of the nice things about this game... Oh, Jaina had a fail, so she gets a adversity
Oh,
token.
right. Adversity tokens.
Didn't I too?
Yeah, you did get a fail, so you
I
get an
would-
adversity
I would-
token.
We gotta remember these tokens, because those are very
Those are
powerful.
going to help you not fail later in the game.
Yeah.
Oh, so you
Oh, I'm sorry.
Blue goes with my dice better.
This one was watermelon flavored.
He's checked them all.
What about
It's black licorice.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh,
licorice.
okay. So anyway, a lot of
Just-
RPGs are really heavy on the miniatures and the sets and the home-built stuff, which you can definitely, I think that you can do with this
Oh,
game
yeah, you could.
if you wanted to. But it's kind of old-school D&D style too, where it's really a narrative. And if you've got the imagination for it, you don't really have to track... because you don't have traditional stats like life and speed and things like that. So it's you can do more of a narration. So you gather around the fountain, and it's not spewing spores anymore, but they're just kind of lingering in the air.
There's Jaina!
Do you want to resume your character? Because I keep forgetting to activate her.
Are you feeling...
Chris is here, by the way.
We're talking to Chris behind the camera,
Is
who...
so excited about today's workload.
There was, like I said, a little break from the game. We here at Funagain just started our Black Friday sale, and we had several trucks today, right? Getting ready
5.
for everything going on. And
Is that
so
all?
we've been super busy, and unfortunately, Chris had to kind of take a knee as far as the RPG
And
goes.
unfortunately, Patrick's been playing your character, and we'd already killed her off.
Sorry.
Did she get to use her knife?
She fell on
Yeah,
it.
No,
No.
there's been no deaths yet.
There's a rustling in the tree, though, and she's paralyzed with fear.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that's what I'm talking about.
So way to use those weaknesses. Okay, so we're gathered around the once bloody fountain, which is
Sure.
it's not spewing spores anymore. The spores are light enough that they're just kind of hovering on the breeze.
You want to get him?
And or are we making shadow puppets now?
That's the wrestling of the trees.
Yeah, the lead. Yeah.
There's not really a lot to see
Okay.
at the geyser. I mean, it kind of looks like it does in the off season, except obviously it's more moist because the thing was spewing
Moist.
not that long ago.
Moisture? Isn't that one of my fears? No.
So now you said that
That's
is the pod
that
nearby
should be
still?
one of my fears. Moist.
So the if you've ever broken open one of those like
Wouldn't
seed
write that.
pods that
That
do have the
scares
real
me.
feathery stuff in it,
Mhm.
you kind of got, as somebody who's interested in nature, you got a feeling that maybe something under the geyser had finally like been pressed to the surface and burst and was full of like a spore material. Upon closer inspection, you can see some kind of like little leafy bits kind of sticking out, almost like large red pieces of like cabbage.
So
Like
more-
maybe, like this may have been the seed holder.
I'm the seed holder. Are you the gatekeeper? So it was more like a dried up artichoke than it is a pomegranate.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Not really a lot to see there unless you wanted to get your hands dirty and like dig in, but you've had your whole life in Misty View to climb inside the geyser if that was something that you were inclined to do.
Okay.
It's obviously frowned against
I'm
because
guessing-
one person did fall inside of it and was never seen again.
And he never returned. No,
But I have, having lived here so long, I have, taken samples. I've studied things. I've,
course you
actually
have.
tried, figuring it out, and so far nothing.
spent a lot of time at the
So
library.
there's a little bit of vegetation, like
Lots
I said.
of
It looks
time.
kind of like an open cabbage towards the bottom of it, and it's stained red like the rest of the geyser.
All right.
Okay. While you guys are gathered around there, you hear some more shuffling from the direction that you heard it a minute ago, and it's starting the surrounding area, the area around you. It's kind of a what do you call it? It's not like a valley, but
Amphitheater.
no, it's a clearing in the woods,
Right.
And in the outsides of the clearing where there are trees, you're starting to hear a little bit more rustling.
Okay. Now, has night started to fall yet? Has the festival?
It's starting to get dusky.
Okay.
Were there
There's-
so many red spores that they clouded out the sun and it's kind of...
It wasn't quite that bad. A little more local. But it's getting to where people would start to put their headlights on. In fact, some of them did as they darted out of here.
Okay. Does anybody have a flashlight?
Oh, here, let me put that in. No.
I doubt.
I totally should
Jeremy
have
has the bag of holding in his backpack.
I just have snacks in my backpack,
Good job.
like shark bites.
Didn't think about it. I don't
And
know
Squeeze
why
Its.
anybody would
Remember
not
Squeeze Its?
have.
You know what? I
Capri
support you
Sun,
for having
like
shark
Capri
bites.
Sun.
and
Yeah,
Squeeze-Its.
I got Squeeze It and shark bites. Fruit
All right.
snacks.
Well,
I've got
even
the total big
though
wine cooler
nobody
down
has a
just
flashlight,
in
I'm
the
going to try to
blender.
get a better look at what might be shuffling around in there.
As you approach the edge of the wood there, you see a dog. It looks like a dog coming out from the brush. It's obviously agitated, and it starts to growl at your approach. It's obviously on the offense. It's not afraid of you. And as it starts to come out of the clearing, you can see that it seems to be covered in like moss and vine. You can't tell. It looks like it's fallen into some kind of like trap of plants, and it's still all wrapped around itself.
It just came out of the pet cemetery.
That's
Very your own.
All right, so I'm definitely going to be running for it and trying to
With
hold
red glowing
Jamie
eyes.
as close as I can to get her running too, because she's
Okay, so
she's
you're
not-
gonna run.
She's probably not moving.
This is your first instinct is
I'm
to run.
I'm definitely going to get away from that thing, whatever the hell it is.
Okay. Well, let's
It's a mangy
go
dog.
ahead and roll your flight.
That's yeah. All right, so I've got a D12 plus 1. So trying to get away here.
Someone named Jason says, that's no dog, it's just Chris.
So I got an 8. He's off camera going.
However, Rachel was asking about the books on the bottom shelves.
Ooh.
Those are advanced D&D.
Yeah, so these are actually sold here at
The limited editions.
at Funagain Games. We have a classic Dragon Strike board game, Stranger Things poster, Paper Girls comics.
And?
Kreskin ESP.
Oh, I thought you were pointing towards an L5R.
No, I already held it up.
Okay.
All right, so I rolled 8.
Okay, so we were hoping to get at least a 13.
Oh.
So you're so startled by this dog wolf plant like creature come out of
Dog
the
wolf man.
dog plant wolf man come out of it's not a wolf man come out of the brush that you turn on your heel and you try to sprint away. Immediately you slip. Hi.
Hi, Andrew!
Immediately you slip in the damp red earth, and the wolf thing jumps onto your back. Let's do a fight check. Oh, wait, you get one of these because you failed.
I've
We
got
gotta run over there
I've
and
got
help
Janie
him,
right
man.
next to me too. She
Why me?
is-
Well, I'm
so
gonna
is-
help then.
Well,
I gotta ask, is Janie getting hurt too?
it's not my turn.
You know what? Janie's still seeing. She's becoming a little bit more
Nice
aware.
shot.
Okay.
Her
Plus I got a lot of
paralyzation
weapons.
is going to turn into
I put 10 spikes in heart.
into
Trying to get away.
frantic She's about to become frantic.
Okay.
Okay.
So the dog's on me.
So the rule of predators is you ran and he chased, so he is on your back. Let's do a fight check. Are you very fighty?
No, I've got a D6. It's even worse.
I hope we don't kill a character on this first like.
That was my goal.
Wait, to be killed or to kill somebody?
Well,
All right, so roll a D6.
I can't do one or the other.
Come on.
2.
Oh my gosh.
Ouch.
Okay, so
Epic.
So
fail.
why is nobody helping me?
Don't you have a little cube?
Because you keep rolling 2s.
What's your little cube do?
By the way, thank you, Trevlix, for following us on Twitch. Yeah, so I definitely failed, but I'm still hoping that somebody will come save me.
So this creature has it's on top of your back. It rears back just a little bit as you try to kick at it, and it bites you on the back of the calf.
Werewolf!
You are definitely going to need help getting out of here if you survive the plant wolf attack.
Plant wolf. I heard that. And when I say werewolf, you're supposed to say their wolf.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll run over.
So
right
Jaina is not going to be much help right now. She is this thing that she was so afraid of has started to maul this friend slash associate.
Somebody on Twitch said their wolf.
Werewolf.
Thank you.
So Sophia, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go and help her. I've
What now? See, before I throw anything at you either, and I didn't do this for Anthony because he's such a tough guy. You can look at your stats and what you are and what you think that you're good at, and you can try to make a decision accordingly. So if you have a high fight, you may go and kick the thing in its ribs and see if you can scare it off your friend.
Do we know what we need to roll?
You were supposed to.
So you can kind of make a decision based off of what you think you got here.
value.
Your 20 is on
Brains.
brains.
Yeah.
So we can try and make we can see if there's something that you can kind of think out here that maybe
So
would
this is a
outs-
snap decision.
Maybe you can distract it somehow.
And this would be a snap decision. Yes.
Yeah, I'll distract it.
Okay.
How do I do that?
I don't know, how do you do it?
Show your
I have,
backpack.
I have yeah, throw snacks at it. I don't know.
All right. Do you have snacks in your backpack?
I do.
There you go.
I have
All right. You reach into your backpack and you decide to throw some snacks at it, hoping that, like all dogs, he's just all about the snack.
little
Okay.
sharp
So we're
bites.
gonna roll a brains. We're gonna see if this was a good decision. Let me decide what kind of. How far are you from the wolf?
Within throwing
we
distance.
were
Yeah,
all,
within
we were all just
All
at
pretty close to it.
the geyser.
Not too
so-
far off. Yes.
Okay.
And it's at the edge
A
of
little
the,
hop, jump, skip away.
the woods.
Okay.
Oh wait,
So,
no, it's coming.
Go ahead and.
Yeah, it was kind of the geyser's kind of in the center of that clearing, but the wolf came out and like
Yeah.
We're all
jump on me.
headed towards or at,
yeah.
and then so it's in the middle.
Do you open the snacks first, or do you just throw it at it?
Well, yeah, no, I threw him a couple at a
Hold
time.
on.
I want to
So
save
wait,
some of
this-
them for later.
That's smart. You don't want to get rid of all your snacks now.
Yeah.
In case I get hungry at
See,
his
This
funeral.
is how little Sophia knows me. She's like, well, he seems like a nice guy.
Don't give
but...
me any of the blue ones. I want those.
Yeah, those are delicious.
Those are
All
my
right.
favorite, and you're saving them for me.
So
Yeah, exactly. I know him. Yeah.
you're pretty close. You have a good chance of hitting the wolf. Let's go ahead and roll and see what happens.
Jason is saying it's a
Almost a
snack
20.
attack.
A snack attack.
I like it.
14.
All right, so you nail the wolf right in the muzzle with a pack of gummy sharks. Is what they're called?
There was 3 of them.
Shark
I threw
bites?
I threw 3 of them.
Red
Three of
fish.
them at once?
Yes.
Okay. So a couple of them hit the wolf, the other one kind of, bounces next to it. And he's kind of like, who's that? All right, so you've distracted him long enough that
Yes.
he's no longer snacking
Well, now
on
he's probably mad at me.
On my leg.
on Anthony. Lane, do you have an opinion in all this?
Well, while it's distracted, I've got nunchucks in my backpack,
Oh.
and I've been
All
dying.
right.
to
He's
use
gonna go
them.
straight out and
When-
try to beat the
When
wolf
Lane
down.
bought / stole these nunchucks, he didn't know when he was going to have a chance to use them, but
I've been
today
in my basement.
is that day.
I've been in my
That day.
basement watching MTV, practicing my nunchucks.
How's your fight?
I'm D12,
All right, let's roll for it.
11.
You hit it. You take your nunchucks, you give it a quick spin, and bam! Right on the face. And the thing is, when you do, you hear kind of a crunch, almost like a wood, like when you step on dry twigs. And it makes the thing yelp and back up a little bit. You surprised it. It didn't think that you were going to be able to hurt it.
Plant wolf. Okay, so I heard it.
You heard it.
So I keep hitting it, right?
You know what? You were successful. Let's see if you get another shot with the nunchucks.
That's the whole thing about them. They're right there, ready to go again.
Spins around and goes again.
For a 7.
The 7.
I've probably hit myself on the
You
forehead.
know what? You're right next to it. It was distracted. It's been hit once, so it's surprised. You automatically hit it again. This time, you've scared it. It backs off a little bit. But Yoda appears. Hey, use the Force. Okay.
Snack attack, I'll do.
It backs off, but
Oh,
it seems to
nunchucks you're good at.
it starts to regain its courage.
Good you are.
When you hear more rustling and snapping of twigs behind you, you realize why. 2 more of these wolves have shown up. So it turns out they hunt in packs, and they think you guys look like a good snack, or at least a worthy opponent.
I do not think that we are strong enough to take these things on.
No.
You have flight. I guess I do have. Well, I've only got a 6 flight.
I have a 4 flight. That's not
You
very
run.
good.
I'll stand and
jeez.
fight.
You know what? We're going to say that Jaina fails her. There is no courage check, but if there was, she failed it. And she screams. She screams bloody murder, which seems to have only antagonized the wolves, and they start to stalk closer.
Because their plant wolves are made out of trees, so once again, she's paralyzed in fear.
She's afraid of the trees. All right.
You guys don't know how to play Gina. I set her up.
You made her afraid of trees, man.
Can't take you anywhere.
I'm the woods.
All right. So, anybody have any actions that they've been thinking about
my
that you want to try
gosh.
and exercise right now?
Real quick before we do that,
Mhm.
got to do a little bit of Facebook stuff. I want
Definitely.
to let everybody know that this is on Kickstarter right now. We are playing Kids on Bikes. It's on Kickstarter right now. I think they have a week left, something like that. I probably should know that, but I can't remember exactly how much longer they have left. They're doing great, but they're still unlocking more and more stretch goals. There's a lot of great things.
Yeah, the exciting thing about Kickstarters is once you reach those goals, reach the next goal.
Yeah.
And like I said, the deluxe edition is just $35. You can go there and back it right now. And speaking of the deluxe edition, we are going to be giving away a copy here tonight, right here during the live stream. So if you are on Facebook, make sure to react and stick around to hear your name called. If you're on Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube, give us a comment, and I'll make sure that your name is in the drawing.
Yeah.
We'll be giving that away probably here in the next 10 minutes or so.
I mean, if you play Dungeons and Dragons or
Thank you.
if you play Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder or anything like that, you know that you can't play the game, I mean, unless you've downloaded it, with just one book. You need to buy several of these books. Kids on Bikes is all contained in one book, which is really cool.
Right.
And when you back the Kickstarter, you get pre-made scenarios, so you don't have to come up with the entire thing yourself. You can designate one of your friends as the DM, read the rules, figure out how to do the difficulty checks, and go for it.
Yeah, but I believe you'll still actually be creating your own characters, your own town.
Oh, yeah.
In those scenarios. So
But
it's
they'll
pretty cool.
give you, something to struggle against.
Yeah. I do also want to mention real quick, I just saw one of the add-ons that they're going to be unlocking, if they haven't already, because they're flying through these unlocks. One of their add-ons, I think for $20, you can get a backpack that has Kids on Bikes on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is pretty cool.
I want one.
Yeah.
Does it have nunchucks and reading material?
It can. It can hold whatever you want, Jeremy.
Well, I've got nunchucks at home.
Oh, no, I'm brain dead.
He'll play Jaina less
Yes.
than you will.
He'll just offer constructive.
If you didn't want to play, why'd you come to the park?
Yeah, what do you?
Oh, and to comment on Brett, we were working on a little bit of the fulfillment
Oh, yeah.
for
Is
Gloomhaven.
there a fulfillment going on right now?
Yes,
There might be a few.
A few.
There are.
And then also we were getting out to the distribution centers. Charterstone, the Charterstone repacks, Scythe,
Ooh.
8
I didn't know Charterstone
printing.
was
Yes.
going on right now.
X-nay on the
I want
ice say.
Charterstone. I want Charterstone.
Did you back Charterstone? Or did you pre-order Charterstone?
Yes. I
So I
He
can play
backs
with you.
everything.
Yes, he does everything. Except Altiplano.
You're not supposed to say
Oh,
that,
yes.
dude.
You didn't
Yeah,
get
and
one?
Brett reminded
My
me.
wife might be watching,
Yeah,
dude.
Mythic
I'm gonna get in trouble.
Oh, I was joking.
All
She
right.
doesn't know
Okay,
that.
so
I
we're
know
back
it.
to it.
I know it.
We've
Sorry,
still
I'll
got.
leave.
Anybody have any actions that they'd like to try?
I'm
now?
still probably bleeding on the ground, but I'm trying to get back up.
You
I'm gonna
he's
try
been
to. I'll try to
bitten by the
swing at him
black
with my tent spikes.
Alright, wow, you have
Now,
10 spikes.
so now this is still the one, right? We
There-
still now we have two coming at us. The two others coming
There
at us.
is
Well,
one
I'm hoping-
within fighting distance,
Right.
and then there's a couple more that have caught on to what's going on.
Okay.
Well, I feel like maybe if we damage the other one enough, that the other ones will be scared and run
Maybe
away.
it will.
Wee-hoo, I'm the only one swinging so far.
Well, I have
Wee-hoo.
10 spikes, and I was thinking about using them.
Okay.
Okay, so the wolf closest to you is becoming a little more aware, but he's still kind of dazed from being attacked so suddenly. So go ahead and roll your fight.
And James, yeah,
Hey,
this is our social life.
That's a
right
dynamite.
here.
That's
That's
a.
what
It
we
exploded.
do. Avoid
Yes.
It exploded.
Okay.
for Thanksgiving.
So I
So
get it again?
normally
Oh.
for the check that we're going for, that would have been a fail because this. I mean, if you've ever even play fought with a dog, they're quick.
They are.
So this thing is
Yeah, but
starting to
I'm
catch
not
on to the game, but you had an exploding success there, so you get to roll again and add that number to it. Is that how it goes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get to explode the die and see what else you come up with.
All right.
So there's 14.
So you got a 14, which is a critical
I'm getting
success. I
nervous.
don't think they call it that.
I'm scared.
It's 14. That's above what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
How much above was it? Wow.
I'm
I
looking.
cannot speak.
So,
Patrick is rubbing off on you.
Apparently.
so we were going for 12. You got a
Okay.
14.
Okay.
Woo!
So
Which
you
means
succeeded by 2.
you succeeded by 2. So why don't you go ahead and so this is part of the group narrative, and like I told everybody when we started playing D&D, I'm learning the rules as we go, so you don't get to get mad at me if I change them.
Why do you look at me?
Nobody told me that.
What are you gonna do? This is it's the game master.
So, Derek, go ahead and tell us what happens when you hit this thing.
Stab it in the eye.
Well, I was gonna say I actually stabbed it right
You can do that.
in the kisser.
All right.
Pow! Right in the kiss.
Well, we're
Yeah.
gonna-
To the
he
moon.
says I. You
No,
say,
right through the cheek.
wow,
Bam.
that sucks.
Yeah, I did it for him.
No spicy or sour food. Or
No.
salt. Okay.
Yeah, you can't. After
No,
that.
no salty humans.
Yes.
All right.
Exactly.
So you take your tent spike and
Yes.
you stab it right through the fleshy part of his cheek. This is more than he signed on for. The thing yelps and it flees back into the brush. The other two,
Thank God he doesn't.
they're a little more confident than this one who just got beat by you kids. And now you guys are completely surrounded. You kids are in
By
the middle
two.
of the clearing right here, and the wolves are starting to surround you.
Surround us. Well, there's 2 of them and 3 of us.
Oh, sorry. So
It's okay.
we've
4 of
got
us.
we've got kids who are represented by the dice, and then we've got these little
So
shiny
they're surrounding.
wolves.
So they're on either side of us.
They
Okay.
are.
So
And why is there 5 of us?
I don't know if I need to. I don't know if I need to do a check for this or anything. But I was thinking,
What were you thinking?
Lane I saw earlier smoking. Does Lane have a lighter?
I guess you would.
Unless I bummed a smoke, yes, I have. I always have a lighter in my pocket. They didn't ask me what I have in my pockets.
True.
Oh.
It makes
Or
sense.
rolled
If,
up in your
it makes
sleeve.
sense if
Yeah.
you're a smoker, you're carrying
The
around a
things
lighter.
that you
Yes.
have in your backpack they're not necessarily the only things
Right.
that you have on your person.
But this makes sense. I mean, if Lane's smoking,
I feel like
it's in the
he has-
pocket of debauchery in my leather jacket.
No, he just took his knife or his flint and rubbed it on his beard to light the cigarette.
he is 17, so it's more fuzzy than it is a beard.
So yeah, he has a lighter.
so he's got a lighter.
Or matches. Ooh, what does it matter?
You guys are on
I would carry a Zippo.
You guys are on one that has that
That's
cool
true.
flick when you do it.
I
Okay.
rock the lid. I go ching 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 all the time and get myself.
Something maybe he stole from Dad's,
Yeah.
drawer.
It's my grandfather's.
Oh, it's grandfather.
That was given to me.
So I'm trying to think
It's
of
making me into a thief.
Sorry.
we want to try to scare these things away with fire somehow.
If they're plant material, it seems like they might be flammable.
The last one seemed pretty brittle, like he broke like a stick. I'm wondering if maybe there's something that we can light on fire. What about that husk? Like, is that still? How big was that thing?
Like, it was about the size of like a cabbage,
Okay.
and it's opened. It's limp. It's
Well, maybe
I don't
it's
think we can
flammable.
burn.
it's already done its work.
Right.
Well,
But if it's flammable, then maybe
Yeah.
we can alight it and make a torch of some sort.
I think we should try it.
So
Or I should just
I
throw
want.
some
I
leaves.
need first. I need to ask Lane if I can use his lighter. Right. I mean, Lane might not be open to just handing.
I'm pretty
some kid his
sentimental about my
lighter.
grandfather's lighter. But we are facing a pack of wolves.
So
At the very least,
we'll have the
flat
the
wolves.
geyser like right over here. You guys can definitely reach it if that's something that you want to do.
I think I want to try. I'm going to build, or really quickly. I don't know if I have. Maybe I can find a stick that's on the ground.
Okay.
Can
and
we just throw the lit Zippo at it?
could, but I don't know if it's going to do anything.
Yeah, but you gotta do it like a guy who's too cool to
first-
even care.
First of all,
Throws it behind. And
You could borrow one of my
I
tent
hit it on my
spikes.
jeans.
First of all, you've got
Light
to.
it.
First of all, you've got to hit the thing with it. So I mean, if you're throwing it at it, you've got to have some sort of like good aim, and then you've got to hope that just that one little lighter is gonna like burst it into flame somehow.
All right, tell me what you want me to do with my lighter then.
Okay, I'm gonna build a quick impromptu torch.
Okay, so no reason to really roll for
Okay.
it. You're already sitting on the ground, so you're close to the foliage. You kind of scoop up a clump of brush. Now remember, it's a little bit damp.
Right.
We are at the festival of the Bloody Geyser, Bloody Fountain.
Now when I give him my
So wanted to play. Oh my gosh!
now when I give him my lighter, I tell him I want that back, Tony.
Oh!
Don't call me Tony.
That was a little more Biff than Marty.
Nobody calls me Tony.
Focus your anger on the wolves.
All right.
All right,
So
you toss him the lighter. Are you gonna give it a flick?
yeah, I'm gonna.
What's up, Jaina? 2.0.
Is Jaina rolling for a paralysis check to see if she's
It's not
no
really
longer in
a
fear?
thing. I mean, I guess that would be like a brains check, but
I think
I
she
haven't
started
had a
combing.
roll
She's
for
just
it.
sitting in the corner combing her Barbie doll's hair.
we're all taking our actions and hoping that she doesn't get eaten.
She's just sitting there.
the antagonizers are probably going to get eaten first.
Yeah.
Jaina will be dessert.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Should we make friends with them?
this is why most of the time DMs stay DMs and players go away. Because like when I had my cute little gnome John Wald, you forget that they're even in the adventure, and you don't activate them when you could.
I want to mention real quick. Ivan just said something in the Facebook comments that they were working on minis right now for
Oh man, that's cool.
Like, so it wasn't. They didn't have them in time for the campaign, but they're working on it. That's
That is pretty
Don't
cool.
forget my Lane character, Crispin Glover from River's Edge. I do like this a lot.
Jeremy will back all of the copies if you make a lane character. All right.
Okay, so you're gonna try
So
and light that
I'm
stuff?
trying to light the torch.
Okay, you give it a couple flicks. This is probably the first Zippo you've ever played with. You get the thing lit, and then
Okay.
something that you didn't expect happened, and you feel something slap you in the wrists, almost like you were punched.
What the hell, man?
A vine has shot out of the ground and ejected the lighter from your grasp. You, in your shock, you look up towards your
My
friends,
fault.
and
It's my grandfather letter.
you notice that someone has just sort of slipped into the clear or into your group, unbeknownst to you because of the chaos, right between Sophia and Lane, but a little farther back to remain inconspicuous. There is a child close to your own ages, you younger kids, whose skin has a greenish hue. from what you can tell in the failing sun.
So, child of the corn.
So this is a good time to go ahead and tell you guys about the powered character,
Which is a
aspect,
very cool aspect
because
of Kids on Bikes.
the thing that made these stories cool is your characters like Sloth and E.T. and Eleven, and any number of vampires from Lost Boys. So you have the powered character who, unlike the player characters, are controlled by one player, and the DM, who controls like an NPC. This character is controlled by all of you. And so...
See, I was totally gonna, on my next move, I was gonna totally do one of these, and you were gonna find out I was Ultraman.
So,
You
all
can't
of
be
you...
the powered character.
You guys are going to receive some facts about the character, which you'll all come to know eventually.
Chris is like, I want to know.
Yeah.
By the way, yet again, one of the other things that they are unlocking or have unlocked on the campaign are powered character decks. So they're going to have some
That's cool.
pre-built powered character aspects in a card format to have you guys hand around during your game. It's pretty cool.
And that's super useful because, I mean, we remember playing like wizards and rogues and stuff, writing everything down on note cards. And you have such a stack of stuff that you don't use more than once, so it's great to have all that stuff written down.
So this is like monsters, where we have our secret ability.
So this is what again?
So we've got a powered character here. This is a mysterious character. We have a boy about your own age who he has. Well, we couldn't directly rip off the character.
What character are you talking about?
Who his skin has a definite greenish hue. If you were to inspect him a little bit closer, you may notice that areas where the skin is a little bit thinner almost has kind of like a dark green like veins underneath it, almost like a leaf would. And so each of you, you guys are all going to help control the powered character. You guys all know something about him that you can use to your advantage. The powered character, these are different than the adversity
So
tokens.
the powered character does this stuff?
6, yep.
So yeah, and we don't necessarily share this information with each other, but we do.
But you will all learn about this character. See,
through
because
their
you guys,
actions.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
you
to
guys
keep it
each
secret.
control part of this character, and this character will become more known to all of you through their actions or their dialogue. So this way, you're all controlling him, but he's still a mystery to you.
Yeah.
Because you each know something about him that the rest doesn't. So these are our power characters' psychic tokens. Your character has stats like the rest of you because they are a physical being, but they also have powers that they can use, and some of you may know what those are. And so these become exhausted, and they can also become replenished, either by a sustaining force or or by arrest. Should be 10 in there, 3. 10K.
Messing with our GM, man.
That's what we're
That's what
supposed
I'm
to
here
do.
for.
Well, you guys, since I'm not playing, you guys are supposed to.
So I'll go ahead
I'll just roll my die.
I'll go ahead and get the ball rolling with something that Jaina knows
Okay.
about the.
I
Do you
got-
want to control Jaina?
I got
No,
something to
I
do.
just
Okay.
want to read.
Oh. So this is something that Jaina observes the character do. He, makes a motion like this up from the ground, and another one of those vines, just like the one that smacked the lighter out of Anthony's hand, whips around, in a snake-like motion, or maybe tentacle-like motion actually, and smacks one of the plant dogs, knocking it onto its side.
All right.
So it's helping us.
Maybe.
Well, this
Our
at least.
character
Or
is
maybe
on
he
our
doesn't
team.
want to share.
But you
So-
might not know that immediately. Like some of our when I first got hit by the vine, I was probably thinking that this kid is, with the dogs. But then he apparently just smacked one of the dogs.
Now I want to look something up real quick
Unless he was aiming for your head. and
While
missed.
Patrick is doing that, once again, we're going to be going ahead and giving away a deluxe edition of Kids on Bikes.
I'm gonna
So
react.
if you haven't reacted to the Facebook video or haven't left us a comment in Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube, do so now because we're going to be giving it away very, very soon.
So the powered character rolls difficulty checks just like anybody. When they're using their powers, they roll the 2d4. And we're going to say this is an easier difficulty check because he's made of plants. He obviously is familiar with this ability that he's using right now. So we're going to say this is a 3 to 6, a task where success is likely for all but those who aren't skilled or have a low stat in that field. So if he gets a 3 to 6, he's successful. We're going to roll 2 of these guys.
Maybe Chris could roll for the
You
power.
want to roll for
You
Can I?
You can be the power.
2d4s.
Oh, wait a minute.
We need,
Thanks,
I
guys.
seen
No,
remember
wait,
how
wait,
you
wait.
roll.
Wait, I'm a good roll.
we need 3, 4, 5, or 6.
Don't
So
believe
we're gonna
me.
get 1 and a 1.
There it is.
Nine.
There's a 3.
3. Wow, kind of on the low end.
3.
Chris.
No,
Which
you're
one?
on top.
Okay, so the
Yeah, so 1.
1.
I saw 7.
there's no. It's a 4-sided die. There's no 7.
I didn't say it existed. I just said I saw it. I saw it.
Okay. Again, Lane, less wacky, more tobacco. All
This
right.
is why we're all after the GM.
So the attack was within the range of success. Knocks the wolf over onto its side and stuns it. Anybody else have anything to do? That does expend one of the powered characters' powers.
What?
Their psychic tokens.
I see one of the in the chaos. One of the tents
Mm-hmm.
got knocked over,
Okay.
and I'm going to run and try to cover it up and put it in darkness with the fallen down tent.
You're going to cover the wolf with the darkness, with the tent,
I
With the darkness?
I was
or the boy.
I was thinking the
Is there
boy
any Mountain Dew?
Okay, so you're going to throw a tent cover over the boy.
and and try to put him in darkness.
I have a tarp.
Okay.
You have a tarp?
Yeah, I have a tarp, dude.
Oh, he's got a tarp. We're gonna use his tarp, her tarp.
So Sophia, I have a question. When you went to this festival, what were you planning on doing once you got there?
I don't know. Camping out.
Just camp out?
It's always my plan.
I never know.
All right, Sophia whips the tarp out of her backpack. After having a couple snacks, tosses it to Lane, and
What a good team.
yeah, they are.
So we get to roll together.
Shit.
And so Lane, go ahead
still
and
rolling
we're going
fights?
to do a fight versus evade. Actually, before we do that, this is something that we're supposed to
Like let Gina have a turn?
we're supposed to fill this out together. Actually, in the rules, they tell you to assign a high and a low stat to our powered character. But now that we are getting just a little bit of a feel for them, we can start to assign some other stats. So before you do that, and maybe you can use this to your advantage. So we know that our powered character is low on flight, but they are high on grit. So they're sturdy like a tree, but they're slow like a tree.
Which you're afraid of, like a tree.
Do they say really, really slowly? All right.
Like the sloth trying to climb the vine over the alligator.
So let's. We got before we get there. We've got our 4 on flight and our 20 on grit. Where's my 20?
Over here.
Yeah, I agree with Kimberly.
What?
What else does Sophia have in there besides tarps and snacks? What else do you got in that backpack?
She's
A
got.
picture of her mom.
Aww.
Yeah. And that's basically. Oh, squeeze it.
Had to squeeze it. So we got
and 10 spikes. and
20.
tarp.
Let's assign these stats real quick before we go any farther. Charm. How charming is our character? Probably not really, right?
Yeah, it doesn't
There's,
seem very
yeah,
good.
almost
I
no
just,
charm
yeah,
there.
it looks like it's
So the
way
next
too
lowest
serious.
thing besides the 4, that would be the 6.
D6, yes.
So let's put D6 there.
There goes all my dice.
I'll give it that.
Here you go.
So D6. We have brains, brawn, and fight. This character was able to make a vine pop out of the ground out of nowhere
His brains
and
are pretty-
slug
That's
a
definitely
demon dog with
that's
it.
definitely a fight thing,
might
right?
not be
I mean-
might not be smart. It might just be.
No, I think it's a fight
Instincts.
thing. I
Fight
think it's
thing.
a yeah.
So 12.
That was a strong
So do a
reaction.
D12
So
in there.
12. That
Yeah.
means that what did I say before?
That's our next highest one.
It's pretty.
As soon as we're done doing the stats on our powered character, we're gonna go ahead and give away a deluxe edition copy of the game.
So we got D12. We've got brains and brawn. I think brains are probably on the low end. Do we all agree?
Yeah.
Do we think
it's-
our character has more brains or brawn?
It's going by instinct.
We don't know
it's
yet.
controlled by
I
the
don't think
plant
that we know
world.
enough yet, do we?
Well, we don't need those stats just yet, so
yeah,
let's
I
go
don't think
ahead
that we know just yet.
Okay, let's
and
wait.
see what happens. So, Lane, go ahead, and we're gonna do a fight versus flight. He's only got a D4.
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't want to be covered up. Is he running away from the tarp?
He's gonna try and whoa, whoa!
Oh! Ouch.
Oh, that's as bad as you can.
We totally
roll.
tarped him.
All right, so
Is
you've
this,
got,
is this a 10-sided? No, it's 12.
That's 12.
you've got 9 points over his roll.
Wow.
What happens, Jeremy?
It starts to hibernate.
Okay, so
he's
you
like falling asleep.
you completely cover this this plant-like boy with the tarp, and immediately his body goes limp. He stops resisting you.
All right, I'm gonna say.
Now use the fire.
I'm gonna say, what are you doing? Because he just hit one of the dogs with his superpowers.
He's one of those guys who's like, it's different than us.
he might be able to help us.
I'm just reacting, man.
All right.
Plus, I'm using his
Wow.
superpowers against him.
He pretty critically failed. The instructions don't say anything about giving adversity dice to
Yeah, I
powered
don't
character.
think that the powered character gets
So
adversity
I acknowledge it, but I don't think we're gonna assign it.
dice. Okay.
So Lane's just acted. Jaina doesn't do anything. Oh, I'm sorry. Jaina, do you want to play?
Yes, she does. She rolled a 15.
She rolls a 15 in dice rolling.
All right. So our powered character.
She's sitting and combing the Barbie doll's hair and rolling dice.
So our little green character is now covered up with a tarp
why you like
and
eating
is falling
treats.
asleep.
And has become unconscious, as
Right.
far as you know.
So while that's happening, real quick, let's go ahead and give away our deluxe edition. Our first potential winner comes from Facebook.
Oh.
It's
Go ahead. I was getting excited.
It's Ryan Malone. That name does sound familiar. So Ryan, if
Yeah.
you have one in the last 6 months, please let us know because I haven't gone through the last however many game nights and figured out who's won yet. But if you've won, let us know. If you haven't, let us know that you are still here in the comment section and you won yourself
What's that?
a deluxe
Yeah.
edition.
What did you win?
And we'll
Nice. I
definitely
wasn't
get
here for
you.
Yamatai
we'll
yet.
definitely get you in touch
I wasn't
with
either.
No?
the
Is that what you
creators
played?
and
I
get
don't know.
you
I
your
wasn't
free
here.
pledge.
I don't know anything about Yamatai.
All right, so I'm going to. I'm gonna actually. I'm hurting with my leg and everything, but I'm gonna try to push Lane out of the way and uncover the boy because I really think that he's going to help us.
All right.
It's not making me like you.
I don't want to be liked. I want to
You
be
get-
alive.
Did you really like him before this?
And you lost. Where's my lighter, by the way?
How about this? First of all, I pick up the lighter and I throw it to Lane
Here, jerk.
to distract him from me pulling the
We don't
the tarp
even.
back
We
off.
don't know if the wolves have been affected by his hibernation or not.
Has anything happened to the wolves while the thing is
Um,
falling asleep?
One of them was hit by the tentacle thingy.
Right.
It spun onto its side. It's starting to regain its footing. The other one is still
Still
is
coming
on the
after
prowl.
us.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah.
made a bad decision.
So yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to wake him back up
What
because
is
I think
that?
he's gonna help us.
What the?
It
touch
was,
it.
Yeah,
it was probably a
appears-
good idea. You thought maybe they were attached to each other somehow, and that if you fell asleep, they fall asleep.
And
I
he
get
did seem
it,
a little
but it was wrong.
moist. And I don't like things that are moist.
And you know what, Jaina, she's starting to see kind of what's going on here. She, being kind of loose friends with you, she can tell what
Hey,
you're
Chad.
about to do. So she's going to make a lunge for the tarp at the same time that you do, Anthony.
Okay.
A lunch for the tarp?
A launch.
She moves.
A lunge for the tarp. And so she is also going to try and grab that off. So let's
Okay.
see if you're successful. You're going to do a...
Would that be? I don't know what that was.
not quite a fight. Let's do a strength check. Let's do a brawn
check. To pull a tarp off.
Actually, no. You know what? It's not. It's gonna be. It's not. It's gonna be flight. It's gonna be how fast you can do this.
Okay.
Because
okay with that.
he's not fighting you. So both you and Jaina are gonna roll flight.
All right, and I've got a +1 to my flight, so.
Yeah. So does she, because you're both
Right.
kids, and so she's rolling the 6.
Oh, I got a 12, which is actually a 13. Oh, and that exploded.
Yeah.
Nice.
Woo!
Okay. Go ahead and roll it again.
6.
All right.
19.
Yes, sir.
Jaina tries, but
Jane does nothing.
Give her a D20.
Still combing your Barbie doll's hair.
You know what? You may not like how I'm playing her, but you gave her a D6 in flight.
That's right.
All right. So I succeeded, right?
All right. So you rip the tarp back off of the character, and almost immediately he starts to wake up.
Wake up.
But with the sky becoming dimmer, seems like he might be at partial strength. He seems a little
man.
drowsy.
What
Okay.
time is it?
I don't know,
It's
depends
late.
on what time of year it is
the
and your
sun's almost
position on
down,
the
I think.
globe.
Yeah, this time. 7.
I mean, I'm,
What
I'm,
latitude
I'm imagining
is,
that all this happened very
Cactus
quickly.
Town?
Yeah, it does. So
So-
the thing about role-playing games is 5 minutes takes 60 minutes to describe. But okay, so yeah, so the sun is starting to set. It's to set. It's kind of a pinkish purplish hue. Do we need to draw again?
Still no Ryan. So, unfortunately, Ryan, we're going to go ahead and move on. Our next potential winner comes from Twitch, and I actually have to bring his name back up because not all the Twitch names are actual like names. Bask 3T10. Bask 3T10. If you are still watching on Twitter, let us know. Or, sorry, Twitch, let us know you won yourself free deluxe edition.
Do we have a rule about only using family-friendly names?
if you're using...
You can win, but I can't say it.
Yeah, if you're using a name that I can't say,
You
won't-
with the
I
dirty
won't bring
name,
it
you
up,
just
but-
won.
All right, so our new potential winner is Bask 3T10. If you're still here, let us know. All right.
Okay, so Wolf is gonna take a.
So wakes up, it's groggy.
Wakes up, he's groggy.
He's groggy.
He's starting to come to his senses again. In the meantime, this wolf is not going to remain idle any longer. He's going to take a run at Sophia.
Ooh.
What?
She's young, she's short, looks like a quick snag and grab.
I don't believe it.
All right, so we are going to do a flight, except he's doing a reverse flight. He's flying towards you. How about a flight versus flight?
What? I can't.
Oh, actually,
It's a dog,
the wolf
right?
the dog is a difficulty check. It's
Yeah, he's
not.
difficult to check. He
So,
doesn't have a roll.
He's going to run towards you. I'm looking at Jaina
I have
here.
to do
Jaina,
a flight?
You're going to do a flight.
Why not a fight?
And defend yourself.
Well, actually, if
Well, I mean,
if you want to, it's
she
true.
wants-
That is your
if she
decision.
wants to fight.
That's true. That's your decision. It's coming at you though. We're gonna go for a moderate difficulty. Let's see if you can roll a 12 or a 10.
On a fight?
Your choice. Fight
It
or
depends on
flight.
what you want to do. He's running at you.
You can dodge or run, or you can.
What's
try and
brains? How do I get the D20?
Can you think of a way to outwit it?
I can move to the left.
I think that's still a flight.
That's
Yeah.
still flight. If you can
I'm
think
thinking
of a way.
about moving to the left.
Okay, fine. I'll fight it. So I'm gonna be punching it with my fists.
Okay, we're
Oh
gonna.
my.
Don't you have any more 10
Sophia's a
I
badass.
do have tent. I do have another tent spike in
You
my
ever
hand.
get so mad you just punch it
So
off?
I'm actually gonna try to grab him.
Hey,
and
Bask
then
is
stab
here.
it.
Yay!
Congratulations, Bask. I will actually, if you could message us through Facebook or through Twitch. Also, you can send us an email at cs_general@funagain.com. And yeah, we'll get you in touch with the Kickstarter campaign and get you a free deluxe edition.
Okay, and I think that we're getting close to the end of our scenario here.
Really?
But
Well, then I'll hang.
okay, yeah, I think that we're gonna wrap this pretty soon because if I had written more, this could go on forever. But
No, a
We're-
campaign lasting for years.
we're winging it.
I have
So
friends still playing some D&D.
Derek, you're gonna try and jam another.
So yeah,
spike
so
in
I'm
it?
gonna be grabbing him and then stabbing him again.
Okay.
That's my.
So
yeah. She's feisty.
yeah, we're still gonna go for the 10 to 12.
Oh.
That is 2.
Rolled a 2.
So you failed by 8.
Wow.
Well, it caught me off guard. It did caught.
Yeah, okay.
It was
So-
running faster than I thought.
Yeah.
So GM,
It's coming right for
what's
me.
the Wolfie doing?
So I mean, if you've ever tried to, attack a dog, you rush at it with your spike, and without even trying, he dodges out of the way and grabs you by the arm. The forearm? Okay, forearm. And he's giving you a good dog-like shake. Let's do a grit check to see if it holds on and how you handle the pressure.
See how he handles the pressure.
5.
Pretty good.
Wow. Okay, so we were looking for a 10. We got a 5. The pain is almost more than you can handle. The teeth are firmly buried into the muscle of your arm. Anybody want to try and bail out Sophia, who is
Yeah.
Jada does.
As my
she,
head spikes.
James paralyzed.
if they survive, Sophia and Anthony are definitely going to need the emergency room
yeah.
after this.
I think Lane's probably closest to her.
Yeah,
right?
I've got nunchucks, knives, bolo.
The good news is this plant wolf who has a pit bull lock on Sophia right now. Dogs pretty much have the one weapon. He can't do anything else right now while he's attacking her. So
That was my whole plan.
It was a good plan.
Eat my arm.
Let's
and
see.
then-
Let's see how it works out.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so what are you doing?
I'm gonna hit it with something I got.
Okay, and you got a.
You have a switchblade, probably, right?
What was that? 2
That's
critical fails over
That
there.
was pretty bad.
Why do you give me the black
I've
one? I
got
want
it.
the watermelon. Thank you.
It's licorice.
I do like black.
All right,
Alright,
so
so-
what are you hitting it with?
Now you can always see how successful you were, and you can decide the action afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going for a fairly easy check because Wolf's occupied.
One.
Critical
Wow.
failure.
Dang.
So you, what were we swinging at it with? The nunchucks again? Bola?
The bolo. I was gonna try to tie it up.
So you try to net it with the bola, which is a net with like steel balls on it, right?
No, it's
What-
three.
like weighted?
It's 3
Stones.
strings with stones at the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Throw it.
Okay, so you
I
tried
used
to
to like trip them up.
you tried to use your caveman net to capture this dog.
You can have
Good news
Australians
is-
mad at you.
The good news
Oh.
is that it has
Or
let go of Sophia. The
Wow.
bad news is it's pretty mad at you now, and so it's going to take a snap at you. Let's go ahead and do an attack there. What do you want to do? You want to attack it? You want to flee?
Oh,
You want to pet it? and
I'm
become
back.
friends?
I'm back to the nunchucks.
Okay, you're gonna nunchuck it
Still
again.
swinging it.
Okay,
And when do
so you have just caught it off guard. It has just let go of Sophia, so it's not at full power on this attack.
Okay.
So it is, but it's let go of her, which was part of my goal.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you succeeded that.
11.
11.
Nice.
Okay.
Those are almost max.
So you have succeeded
I
by
need to practice more with the bolos.
Yeah, you
Good
do.
job. By 2
See Lane
over.
in his backyard.
So you got a minor success. What happens here?
Well, I hit it again.
Okay.
I thought,
so-
don't you tell me?
Well, this is
Actually,
this is your
yeah.
chance to say, I swing it over my head, I yell like Tarzan, and I bring the nunchucks down on its muzzle.
And his eye
I
popped
thought you
out.
knew
Its eye popped out.
No, I'm this is what maybe you would have said.
Lane would not have said that.
Well, then Lane needs to provide some input.
Take that, you mangy dog.
From the scripts of Charlton Heston. All right.
Get your teeth off her, you damn dirty dog.
All right. Go ahead and take a swing.
6.
6. Not bad, not bad.
It's not awful. You miss, but it's not a critical miss. But the dog does dodge. All right.
Well, luckily I'm still swinging the nunchucks that are moving.
I know.
So
With a cigarette in your mouth.
While all this is happening,
Remember, you guys can control the powered character.
while all this is happening, I have seen Jaina play with her knives. She, for some reason, has some sort of weird obsession with
And
blades and stuff.
So,
So
and my note is Jaina is bad with knives.
So I'm gonna actually, while she is paralyzed, I'm going to actually
choice.
grab her backpack and see if I can't find one of her blades.
Oh, that's gonna make her mad.
We're not afraid.
And that's how she snaps out of being paralyzed. That's it. Can I roll? See if she succeeds.
Are we saying that she wasn't happy about that?
He has.
Yes.
Okay.
Do we roll to see if he succeeds finding a
Let's
knife?
let's do a flight versus flight to see who is faster.
Oh.
All right, so I'm flight D12 plus 1. So
Aren't you fighting? You're grabbing. You're grabbing.
no. Well, I mean, we're both trying to be
No, that's
faster.
for you to roll. My roll doesn't count.
Oops.
And you just broke the cage.
My dice now.
That was my cage.
So
Sorry.
now it's time to talk about the
What's-
ding and dent discount.
what's she got for flight?
Jaina?
D6.
Yeah,
She's got
D6.
6.
Okay. Oh, that was his.
No, I tossed him a die.
That was
You-
his.
No, I know, but I was.
Oh, okay.
Lanes.
All right, you ready? I'm rolling.
A 2.
Oh, I got a 3. Whoops.
Okay, 3. Yeah, because you both have +1
We do?
to your flight.
Oh, come
There
on.
we go.
So,
There's a
3 to 4. You try to snag Jaina's backpack, and she's kind of like, "What are you doing? That's mine." We don't know if she's crazy or if this is a gut reaction, but she has snagged it back from you. You don't get into her backpack.
Gina, I need one of your knives.
And you barely know each other from school.
Jaina, why don't you take an action? He's trying to take this backpack from you. Are you going to do anything?
Oh,
Or are you just going to keep
yeah.
crying on the ground? What are we going to do?
Well, with that,
Jaina snaps.
I thought you liked me.
we do. I can't remember.
Jaina
what I got
Unchained.
Jaina Unchained.
I think you got some lollipops in there and.
You got to get
Oh yeah.
All right, what are we going to do?
Jaina is gonna take her bottle of Mountain Dew
Okay. And?
attempt to slap him on the
Slack
hand.
him?
There's wolves around.
That's right.
All right, so...
Are you gonna break it on the ground first and then try to stab him?
you're going to roll your fight because you're choosing
They
to
are
attack.
last.
What are you going to do?
Yeah,
I'll
that's
take
what I'm
an
saying.
eight.
Break it
D8.
on the ground and stab him.
Which one is that?
That one.
Okay.
But you know, whatever you want to do.
Anthony, this is blowing your mind. Why is this
Boom!
person
When they're
attacking you when you were so sympathetic when she was trampled by the
Yeah.
unruly
I've
crowd?
been protecting her the whole
that's an
time, and now
eight.
she's
You-
freaking out
You
on
get to
me.
roll again.
Maybe it's shock, you know.
Maybe. All right, so that explodes. So you roll again.
And then
I
adding
don't think
to it.
twice before saving her again.
Yeah, I think it would too.
Is that another 8?
No, it's
oh,
a
it's
6.
6. Okay.
14.
I'm like, wow.
So she's at 14.
Okay. So,
So-
what are you gonna roll against her?
Oh, I don't know. She was trying to hit me with a.
She's trying to fight you, but you get to
She was trying to
decide.
hit me with a bottle of Mountain Dew.
You get to decide if you're gonna fight her back or you're gonna
I'm actually
evade.
trying to convince her that everything's okay. That I'm just trying to, kill these dogs that are after her.
Oh,
So-
are you gonna roll your charm?
Charm.
I am. I'm gonna roll my charm. It's not very strong, but I'm still gonna try it. So,
Okay. So we have a 14 on her side.
and it's +1. So
Maximum is 9.
6, 7.
So we
Dang it.
it was 8.
It was 7.
Oh, okay, it was 7.
Yeah, versus her 16.
Okay.
Or no,
15.
15.
So you have a -7 there.
Oh man. Why are you insane?
I'm not insane. You guys put me in there.
Do you want to describe
I was protecting
what
you.
happens here, or do you want me to?
Yeah, you missed that part.
Are you kidding?
I think you have a split personality.
I'm not insane. I'm
Jaina.
just drawn that way.
Jaina, in one swift movement, undoes one shoulder of her backpack, flips it around, and in the side pocket is the dew. She grabs it left-handed. Mind you, she is naturally right-handed. She pulls out the bottle,
Wow.
still thinking that Tony is...
Anthony, you like me. What?
Love me.
Why did you hate me all of a sudden?
Yeah, he's protective of you.
Hey, who's describing this?
Go ahead, Jaina.
Must be something
I
that.
thought you were gonna
and in
talk
her
in a high,
confusion
groovy voice.
of finally coming out of this paralysis that you guys put her in.
He's making stuff up while he was gone.
That's right.
You got a paranoia complex.
All right.
That's right.
So we hit.
And whams Anthony right across the wrist.
Well, the dice will tell us.
No, he already rolled successfully.
Oh,
so
I
he's
see.
explaining what
Yeah.
happened.
It was a pretty
Then-
successful attack.
As she goes
Shatters
across.
his
and-
wrist.
No. No. This is how good she is with the bottle. She sucks at knives, but she's good with the bottle. That's kind of bad
Nice.
for a 10-year-old. But anyways, it was more of a gentle roll across it, just more push it away.
It was dirty.
And then as she continues around, she grabs it with her right hand, twists the cap open, chugs away, and gets it back in there, puts it back into the same pocket of the backpack, and continues
impressive.
the motion going around for the backpack.
I don't know if
and
you
she
had
gets
enough
it back
successes
on her.
for that.
Yeah, and I wanted
I
to
think
get
to roll a few more.
So again, everybody, this show is not sponsored by Mountain Dew.
So that's what you get to do when you roll a 7.
It was a 14!
But 7 over his, a difference of 7, and you get to do all that.
Anybody else want to try and?
So is that what you want me to
So-
do when I roll successfully? Is that how this game is played?
If that's where your heart takes
The
you.
Tarzan yelling.
Yeah.
So I think this,
I half
Okay,
expect her to take it out and go, do the do!
Well,
So
no, that wasn't their slogan,
Okay,
ladies.
the Tarzan comment was sarcastic, but yeah, you go where you want with it.
all right.
Go
So
where it
I
takes
think
you.
we're gonna.
All right,
I
Derek's
think.
gonna-
Yeah, I think the boy. What's his name?
He hasn't
We
had
don't,
one
we
yet.
don't have a name.
Oh.
Yeah, we haven't named him yet.
Okay, the little boy that
We have to wait
could.
to find a
Plant
tattoo
boy.
on it
Yeah.
and figure it
The
out.
plant boy is gonna help us. I think.
Okay.
Or hopefully help us.
What's
with
he
the-
what's he
What do you
doing?
think he's gonna do? We know one power that he's got.
Well, he's gonna
Do you have any-
fight off those dogs after he saw.
All right, decide what he does.
So he's waking up a little bit, but he's still a bit groggy.
Yep.
Mhm.
He's gonna take a little bit of his power he's got left and hit him with his vine. His vine.
We're gonna do another vine attack.
Is those his fingers?
Maybe. We don't know what all of
Yeah, I
those
don't
he has
know.
yet.
Okay. Well, he's gonna hit the dog
Alright.
with, with his vines.
Okay.
What does he roll? I can't remember.
So he's got a fight, and we said that he's got a D12 in fight. So
Okay.
it's not bad.
Not bad.
All right. This dog. What is the dog doing right now?
Now we saw two dogs.
He
Licking himself.
there was the one that was still kind of getting up from
There
the
was.
last vine attack.
And that one's up now.
That one's up now.
So
The other one
That
was
one's very
just-
aware, but he's alert.
The other one was
He
just knocked off of Sophia by Lane, right?
Mm.
So then that one is getting attacked.
That one again? Okay.
Yeah, the one that was attacking me and Lane.
Okay. So that dog is also pretty alert because he just dodged attacks, so he's back in the fight. We're gonna go for a 10 or better.
Okay.
I
By the powered child.
have a response to a watcher.
What's up?
Jason, Jane is spelled with a Y. He's very, very adamant about that.
It was
not as
important.
adamant as it's about to be about being threatened.
It was important to the
with
plot.
plain sight.
Okay, sorry.
You're good.
Oh, got an 11.
Nice.
And does he have a +1 on that, or there's not any pluses?
I don't think he...
He's still a kid, so he's got a +1 to
Oh, okay,
flight
he's good.
and
Okay.
charm.
Well, 11. He's got 11.
Okay. All right. So he's fully alert of the situation now. He may be a little bit tired from his time without the sun, but two more vines whip out of the ground and simultaneously flog the dog that both Sophia and Lane were fighting. One of them makes a crunch right alongside its ribcage, causing this one to tear off into the woods as well after the first defeated wolf.
Nice.
So you're flogging the dogging?
I don't know. The dog, the kid is, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. Did we exhaust a
I
psychic
did.
token
We're
for
down
that?
to 8.
Okay.
Well played, Derek. Sophia.
Okay.
It wasn't Sophia. It was
It
Green
was
boy.
Green Boy.
Okay, so
Green-
I'm definitely going to try to
Larry like
call
it.
the kid's
We'll just call him
attention to
Power
the other
Kid.
dog. I mean, obviously he's the one that's, going to...
attack next.
Mhm.
save us from
Right,
this.
I'm sorry, I reacted.
Obviously, Lane's idea was stupid. We're moving on.
I didn't even get to roll a brains on that one.
All right, so I can definitely see the kid noticing the other dog running at us.
Larry Lycan.
I was going with Power Kid, but that works.
So he's gonna do another thing. Let's see.
We still have some psychic energy saved up.
Right.
What's he good at?
What is
What's
that?
grit? What's grit again?
Grit is your ability to withstand physical or mental pressure. This would let you.
He's got a D20 on
This
that.
this lets you keep your cool in like a strong interrogation, or try not to lose it when you're being mauled by a dog.
Yeah, maybe he's rolling that. I don't know.
How bad is he bleeding? Is he bled out yet?
Who?
The kid or me?
Tony.
Yeah, I got bit
So
in the
neither
calf.
one of them got so critical of a fail that
Right.
that it pierced an artery, but the muscle is definitely messed up, and
I'm
they're
limping.
The muscle is missing? Oh, man.
I'm limping a lot.
Yeah. So he'll either limp out or will be carried out. Because it's her arm, she can walk herself out, but she won't be able to use her arm.
All right, so I'm telling the kid to attack this other dog, this last dog that's here.
Okay, so you're like, get him,
Right.
new kid.
Get a new kid.
Hey, thanks!
Exactly.
Okay, so what is he trying to do?
He.
What have Batman villains taught us that you can do?
Oh man, I don't know. He.
Are you using any of his powers?
That's the thing. Like these don't actually really do anything for.
Some of them are more story based.
Right.
Some of them,
These would be good for if we were like trying to.
if you're gonna play
If we
longer.
were gonna play a little bit longer, but
I agree.
he reaches out, and instead of like pulling vines up from the ground, he's reaching out to do something to the wolf, and we see the wolf, who also has this plant-like biology. He's actually lifted into the air.
Okay, I like it.
I got something to do.
Do you want to add
You
to
can add
this,
to
or
it.
are we gonna?
So he's lifted into the air. Now what?
And he
Well,
exhales.
we are gonna roll for this.
Okay.
But do you have something you'd like to add before we get
Well,
to see?
I guess I want to know if he's levitated or
Okay,
not.
so let's roll 2d4. So there's one. You have another one over there, right?
It's a D4. Is it a D4?
It's a 2d4. So you have a possible 8.
Or 2d4.
This is an ability that he's able to use frequently. It's pretty easy. There's not really any resistance. So you have a low difficulty.
All right.
Explosion.
So 5. Oh,
Alright,
that explodes.
And 1 exploded. Okay. So we got 5
5.
plus.
Oh, it explodes
again.
Nine.
9 plus
2.
11. Wow. So we were looking for 6 at most, and
Yeah.
so you succeeded by 5.
Dog flies to the moon.
So
Whoops.
your concentration of ability and rage has levitated this plant-like dog into the air. But not only that, it's beginning to unravel.
Oh,
The dog.
the dog.
I get the feeling
It's made out of
that
toilet paper.
after I
Do it.
since I don't know when we're gonna play this again soon, but I can
Go all in.
yeah. So in a very concentrated and focused blast at the plant dogs, the plant wolves, Larry Lycan exhales poisonous spores.
Nice.
Ooh.
Okay. So let's roll a 2d4. We're gonna go for a little bit more difficult on this one because this is not a common.
It's not a common thing, but the wolf is already unraveling, right?
It's true. The wolves are right. Okay. So we'll go for a lower
2d20s.
success again. What'd you get?
I
Two
did
D20s.
Again, it's a 4-sided die.
you were hedging, so I figured you were going with more dice.
Oh.
Exploded.
6 and an explosion.
Six.
Oh.
And
7. Okay. So you definitely succeed. the kid takes a large breath of air and towards it, and those red spores that you saw floating out of the geyser, suddenly they burst out of his mouth and they enclose the dog. They sneak in between the vines and stuff on his body. They get into his pores, into his mouth, and the dog starts to turn a sickly black, wilted color and falls to the ground.
Oh man.
I was afraid I was going to poison everybody.
If
Roll
you'd have
for it.
rolled 2 1s.
I just like pictured all of that, like the dog up in front of the moon, and just like, oh man, that's cool.
It is now fully night. This boy that you have just met has lost what energy that he has left. He's fallen to his knees and then collapses completely on the ground, maybe 6-7 feet from the dog, and has fallen asleep. And we will go ahead and call that a semi-successful scenario. We
So
evaded some
I want the fading image to be Lane like picking up the kid and
And
like,
we're running him
and
back to
we're
my
running-
house to the grow light in the garage.
There you go.
Oh man, that would have been really cool if we'd have. That would
Tune
probably,
in next week.
That would probably overpower him. Wow. That's something I didn't even think about. I was thinking just wait for it to be sunny again, but
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You don't think like I do.
way
Jeremy
to go.
knows his plants.
Way to go,
Excuse me,
hydroponics.
Lane knows his plants.
All right, so we defeated some monsters. We sustained some injuries. We discovered a powerful character, and he exhausted his energy, saving us.
And that was a very short but very fun introduction to Kids on Bikes.
Yeah, that's a great place to end an adventure.
I am a little paranoid about where my bike is and whether it's safe.
Kids who hypothetically have bikes.
Right. They're somewhere around there, but we were all in the same one location, so
Yeah.
we didn't need them just yet.
We rode our bikes there.
I'll bet that we would take the bikes to
Let's
wherever
skateboard.
we're going.
I'm putting a
next.
heavy duty
Yeah.
bike chain
I
and
could
lock in
definitely
my
see us.
backpack.
I could definitely see us putting the green kid
So-
in one of the baskets in front, like ET, and just riding off.
Okay, so Alex, you've roleplayed before.
Yes.
Jeremy, did you play any D&D in your day?
Yes, I played it very young and had a. Actually, we went off into some game called Winter Mist, and right as my character started getting powerful, the DM blew up the world while I wasn't there one day,
That's
and
a critical
I've been
fail.
kind of bitter about role playing games.
Do you think
and-
that maybe
and
they
so-
told you the world blew up so you would stop coming?
I think it's very possible. No, actually, I double checked with some other people I played. Did he blow up the world on you too?
Yeah.
He blew
Okay.
up, and then he never rewrote it.
Oh, Derek, this is your first roleplay
Chad
session.
Davies, if you're watching, I'm
This
still.
this is-
bitter about that.
This is kind of roleplay light, not as rule heavy as some other
Definitely
role-playing games.
more narrative.
It's
which is
way
awesome.
about the narrative.
I
what did
like
you
that we could get into it so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you
I
think?
agree. For my first one, yeah, it was good. It was easy to get into.
If one of your friends told you that they had come up with like a good adventure, surrounding this type of genre, would you maybe show up for weekly game night?
Of course.
Yeah.
So now, as a person who has played D&D, a lot of people, as soon as you say role-playing game, people think D&D or something very similar to it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's not the same thing, not at all. I mean, you are rolling dice for stat checks and everything, but with this, the players really have a lot of control over the creation of the story,
Yeah.
where it's going,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
and all that, which you don't have quite as much in D&D. Actually, speaking as a game master, I mean, how do you feel the differences are between running a D&D game and running a Kids on Bikes game?
I was able to learn Kids on Bikes in about an hour. So that was nice. And after that, I took some notes, which I forgot to bring with me.
Right.
But I still retained enough of it to, I think that we could have a pretty good adventure. So it's great. It's easy to pick up. It's a genre that a lot of people like. You could easily make this kind of fun and fancy free like Goonies. You could make it scary like It. It's open to a lot of different opportunities.
That's pretty cool.
All right, I think we'll wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching our Wednesday game night. Please be sure to join us again next Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll be playing another game. I think we're going to be playing one of our Essen games that came in. So be sure to stay
pick a good one.
tuned. We'll definitely be announcing what we're going to be playing this Friday at the weekly update. I do want to mention once again that Kids on Bikes is on Kickstarter right now. You still have a little time to go and back it. The deluxe edition is totally worth it at just $35. Go there.
You know what?
Back
When,
it.
when most roleplay manuals cost $35 or more, you get
Each.
the whole
Each.
book.
Yeah.
And you would need
Each
3.
book.
But with Kids on Bikes, it's
It's all in one
definitely
book.
different. It's all there. For $35, you get all the scenarios that they're unlocking and everything. So it's
Yeah.
going to be a whole lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. What do you guys think?
Love it.
It was fun.
I want to play.
Thank you guys so much
You
for
were
joining
asked.
us. Thank you
All
for
right.
joining us and for playing. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
for having
We will
us.
see you
Thank you,
guys
everybody.
next week.
What's the, oh, I guess
Where's our
if it's
freeze?
80s, we're hanging loose.
Hang loose.